Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. And now, your hosts, John DeLuca, Christina Myers, Doreen Scanlon, and Jeff Denoyer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bristol. Happy 4th of July. We're so glad you could be with us today on this fantastic Independence Day celebration. Along with Doreen Scanlon and Christina Myers, I'm John DeLuca. Jeff Denoyer will be joining us in just a moment. But what a fantastic day for a parade. What a fantastic day for anything outside. But what a way to celebrate our nation's independence.
And there are so many people who have gathered here in America's most patriotic town to celebrate with us and decked out to the nines in the red, white, and blue.
Of course, the entire town, everybody who's out here, everybody is just ready to celebrate. You can just feel the excitement in the air right now.
There really is. There's a buzz. There's an energy. If you don't get goosebumps on a day like today in terms of patriotism, when you make the ride down Hope, and as you look at all the people who are already out and all the flags and the bunting and how the homes are all decorated, it's unbelievable. And the slogan in Bristol is America's most patriotic town, as we got to look here through our gorgeous spot here at Hope and Church, which is the place to be, by the way. You see Jeff standing by to talk about how fantastic this weather is. But loyal folks come out to this every single year because it's a tradition in Bristol, and people from outside of Bristol obviously as well. But when the weather's this gorgeous, I think it amps up another 20-25%.
Oh, definitely. And the absence of humidity, I think, is the one thing that so many people have talked about today.
That breeze.
It is. I mean, we're a block away from the water, right? I mean, what better spot than right here? We're going to go down to Jeff Denoyer because he has been keeping an eye on the weather, and he's taking any sort of credit, applause,
I think he's taking all the credit.
Right?
He's taking it all.
Oh, you know what? Everybody's talking about this weekend. You know, Saturday and Sunday were so nice. Then we go into the 4th of July, and that's the day when everyone's doing their parades and, you know, outdoor cookouts and whatever your outdoor plans are. This is the kind of day you dial up. You know, you get sunshine, you get warm temperatures, but you're not really all that humid. And you go outside and you can really enjoy whether you're going to the beach or you're doing something in the backyard or you're coming down to the parade right here in Bristol. Whatever your plans are, it's going to be a gorgeous day. Temperatures today getting well up into the 80s. We don't have the humidity, no clouds. I mean, we're talking about beautiful blue sky out there, and we do have some rain to talk about that will come in for later tonight and tomorrow. But I do think that if you're going out tonight for the evening plans or going to any fireworks shows just after sunset, you're okay. There may be a few clouds that roll in, but for the most part, we're talking about a great start and a really nice finish with the weather. More about what you can expect coming up later in the week in just a few moments. But ultimately, though, crystal clear stuff. Get out there and enjoy and have a great time. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks,
Well said, Jeff. Yes, and Hope Street and High Street obviously are close to cars, but it's not close to foot traffic. I mean, everybody's making their way down. You can see everybody lined up in their spots, and the blankets are there. And the folks have their beverage of choice for the day, and they're making their way on this gorgeous 4th of July. My goodness.
And a big beverage that a lot of people choose when they're coming out here is, of course, we see a lot of Dunkin' Donuts cups out there. And Dunkin' Donuts is also sponsor of the parade. And earlier today we spoke with, he actually owns 9 franchises, one here in Bristol, but 9 Dunkin' Donuts franchises. So, I mean, he's got quite a good little, handle on Dunkin' Donuts. This is Joe Prazeres talking about why Dunkin' Donuts is so involved in the community and why they want to be a part of this parade every year.
The 4th of July is probably the greatest celebration in town. It's something that we look forward to every year. Brings a lot of people into town. There's a lot of friends and family that come to visit. They almost make a vacation out of it. There's something going on not only for the 4th of July parade, but prior to that, all the events, concerts, fireworks. It's just a very exciting time for the town of Bristol. This store has been here almost 12 years, so every year we get better at it. We have people start coming in around 2 o'clock in the morning, and we actually open the doors while we're getting everything set up. So anybody wants coffee or donuts or any other products, the doors will be open. So we try to be patriotic, so some of our donuts will have the red, white, and blue, whether they're sprinkles, they'll be heart-shaped. I think the finishers do a very good job at actually putting the American flag on some of the donuts. So they get very creative, and it looks really, really nice. I'm the local franchisee, but, it's all of the franchisees that, pretty much have the same mindset. we're a group that we're very community oriented. We try to give back any way we can, like supporting the parade and supporting some of the local initiatives. The parade is great. It's a great effort. I have to commend the committee that puts it together because they do such a great job. As much as we appreciate our customers, we like to give back. So really like to be involved and help out anything that goes on in our community because that's where we make our living.
How about the attention to detail in those donuts?
I know, it
The
looks
red,
so
white, and blue
delicious.
donuts with the flags and stripes. And
We can almost see the frosting on the kids' faces.
right on the side there.
Yeah,
We'll wipe it off.
because that's the inevitable.
Yeah, we got our Dunkin' Donuts cups.
Yes.
Where are our donuts now? Come on.
It is definitely, you see all the cups though, because everybody does. You have to stay cool and hydrated today, right?
Absolutely. We were talking earlier about, kind of the crowds that this draws in every single year. And it's not just people from Rhode Island. We get people from out of state who come to see this just because it's such a huge celebration. Everybody wants to be a part of this. One of our bands that's going to be in the parade today is from Minnesota, and this isn't their first time coming out here. They absolutely love the energy of Bristol and coming out here, so they came out once again this year. And earlier today, we got a little sneak peek of what we're going to see. So let's take a look. This is Band Director Kate Kallenbach, and we want to welcome you guys here once again today. Thank you guys so much. So all the way from Fairmont, Minnesota. Tell me what keeps bringing you here to Bristol.
You know, we were here 6 years ago, and it was a phenomenal march. The weatherman told us 6 years ago that it was going to be about 89 for the high that day, and I think by the time we started marching, it was 102. So my students that year deemed it the Death March. We lost a few students that, you know, had to have a little medical attention because of the heat, but it was just such a phenomenal parade. We got done, even with some sick students, they said we'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's the energy here,
it's
right?
It's the energy, it's the atmosphere, it's the most patriotic place, I think, in the country. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So.
We think so too. And tell me, this is a huge group you have here. How many kids do we have here?
We have 131 students on tour with us. We have approximately, and that is those who just left 8th grade through recent graduates. And if we took all of them, grades 7 through 12, which is the groups that I'm responsible for, we have about 240 in the program.
Wow,
so,
unbelievable. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming back this year. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Of course. Awesome job, guys. Thank
Yay.
you.
Today's broadcast is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back, everybody, to beautiful Bristol here on the corner of Hope and Church, where you can't even order a day any better than this one.
This is
right?
what you would order if you could.
Exactly.
If you could, say like, you know, low to mid 80s, no humidity, slight breeze out of the southwest, and a gorgeous view of Bristol Harbor. My goodness, fantastic.
We've also got a gorgeous view of some of the people who are here. There are so many folks decked out in their red, white, and blue, and I've got to say, I think the kiddos this year really stepped it up. They all look so adorable in their red, white, and blue. Right?
Absolutely. Oh, yes. The kids, you know, they're the best part, just seeing them run down the street. As soon as I look over here, I see this little cutie running down the street. you can't, turn a corner without seeing one of them. It's great.
Well, think what this looks like to those kids. You're a little kid, you hear the build up to Bristol and everything that goes along with it. You get to get dressed up, you get a fancy day on a gorgeous weather day, but you get to sit down and you watch all this stuff come by. To a little kid, that just must look awesome. And you went to this when you were a little kid.
I grew up coming here, and it was absolutely amazing. And I mean, you think of it, that band that we just saw, 130 kids, more than 130 kids. It's huge now seeing as an adult, but as a kid, can you imagine seeing this? They're spinning their flags and their batons and everything. It's just absolutely magical.
The show that they put on, and the sound too when you're that little, right? I always think of the kids when the muskets come by in the military division.
You always have some of the kids blocking their ears, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ears get covered like this little sweetheart right here. She's got the Dells. She's got her head covered.
No,
she's ready to go.
She's got it. Yeah, the Dells. Very
That's the way to go, right? Perfect. A lot of folks also filling up on more than just Dells. They're getting some food across the street over at Leo's. Jeff DeNoyer is down with Paul from Leo's. Right, Jeff?
Yeah, during Paul Mancini standing here with me right now, and he has got one of the best seats in the house across the street, right on the parade route. But you all did something very special this year. You gave away a couple of those seats. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did a little contest, and what we had our guests and customers do is write on Facebook why they like Leo's and what they remembered about Leo's. We got some really great responses. It was really tough picking winners, so we actually picked multiple winners.
Good. So there was multiple chairs to win there, and that is a pretty awesome place to be sitting right now. And some of the stories were pretty cool. I mean, we're talking about so much history here in Bristol. I mean, you're talking about people writing to you from the 40s. Is that correct?
Well, my grandfather opened the business in 1948, and some of the people that wrote in actually said that they had been to the original Leo's back in the late 40s and early 50s. So some of the stories were absolutely incredible.
That's good stuff. And we dialed up some nice weather today. I don't know if they had the greatest weather back then in the 40s and 50s, but I tell you one thing, when you come out here and you see all the people being from this area and having a business in this area, right in the parade route, what does it mean for you to be part of the parade being so close?
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful day to celebrate the United States of America. It's an awesome parade. the people that put it on, the Bristol 4th of July Committee does a terrific job. For me and my family, this has been a tradition going back forever ago, so it always means a lot of family, friends, people that you love, good food, and celebrating this great country of ours. So really, it's just what this country is all about.
Well, that sums it up perfectly, Paul. I appreciate it very much and taking the time with us. I'm going to sneak over there and grab some food in a little bit. You okay with that?
Absolutely.
All
Do
right.
the right thing and go over now.
I am. I'm going to make sure I get some food for now, send it back over to them at the desk, though.
I knew that wouldn't take long.
No.
You
I
better
knew
bring
that
some
wouldn't take long.
back.
Is there any doubt that Jeff would do the interview with Paul from Leo's? How many times has Paul been called Leo, by the way?
I know. That's my joke every year, that it's Paul from Leo's.
Yes,
Yeah, you
not
gotta keep
Leo's.
that- Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling that breeze is going to start wafting the wonderful smells
Oh,
over
it
to us
will.
and make us very hungry. So, Jeff, you better bring us back some food. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to be right back with so much more from Bristol.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July parade
on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back to beautiful Bristol. Absolutely gorgeous weather out here today. Everybody is claiming their spots. You can still see some people walking around, but the streets are shut down at this point. So if you're not here yet, you better get here quick and get your spot because they are filling up fast.
I'm sure 114 and 136 are jam-packed right now. Everybody trying to make their way to their favorite spot and try to find a parking space.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, it's funny, too, because I got here this morning a little after 4. And
What
there
time?
was a little after 4.
A little after 4, my goodness.
Yeah, it was a little late, actually, for
Oh?
normal mornings on Good Morning Providence. But there were so many folks that were out here, and they were the designated people who were holding the spots.
Oh, yes.
So,
They
you
are
know, they drew the
committed.
short straws in their families. So you can see them all swap it out.
There's volunteering and then there's volunteering.
Yeah, exactly.
They better get
Exactly.
something special, I think, by the end of the day, right? For
Exactly.
doing that.
And actually, speaking of something special, we have something special this year too. We had an air-conditioned bus, which Baby and I greatly appreciate.
Mommy appreciates that very much.
Yes,
don't
yes. I
you?
got to take a little TV time out, if you will, for a little while, thanks to our friends at Rockstar. And Jeff Denoyer has more on that for us now. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, I mean, you know, John Ollinger is here with me now, and we're talking about that Rockstar limousine van. And so, and also with Grayson's son. We have a spread over there that we go in and we just chill out. We got air conditioning, and it was really nice because it's getting a little warm out here. But you have more than just that particular kind of bus. There's a whole fleet that you have for the limousine. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have about 50 vehicles in our fleet that range from sedans all the way up to motor coaches and pretty much everything in between. We have sizes and personalities for every type of event, person, you name it.
Well, I have to ask this question. There's got to be some like really famous people. And I mean, I know that the cast, the 3 that we have on the desk way up there are the most famous that have ever been part of this limousine, I know. But there has to be some other people that you've had in there.
Present company excluded, you're absolutely correct. Our chauffeur this morning on the bus actually was telling us about a famous person that she drove last night. I can't tell you where she took her. I can't tell you who it is, but even I was impressed because it's the first time for us. And it's amazing what happens in the state of Rhode Island, and you just never know who's showing up in the state and where you're taking them. So it's pretty cool.
A lot of beautiful places to go. Now, Grayson, I have to ask you a question. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Which one is your favorite one, you think?
Probably the Gronk bus because Gronk plays for the Patriots, and
Are you a Patriots fan?
yeah,
You like that Gronk guy?
yeah,
He's not too bad, huh? What do you think of Tom Brady?
he's good.
Yeah. Maybe Tom Brady's been in the limousine once or twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get the lowdown there. You see that? Well, we really appreciate the facility that you provided for us here. I mean, this is amazing. We go in there, we cool off, we have water. We're just totally chilling out, loving it. And I hope you have a fantastic day at the parade with you and your family. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Very good. See, what we're doing down here is we're just having a really good time, and that's what it's all about. Whether you're sitting in the bus or you're sitting on the parade route, everybody is ready to go here, and that's why we're going to send it back to the desk so they can tell you a little bit more about what's going on.
Yeah, it really is a party. I wish we could have gotten to find out who the star is.
I'm guessing, okay, I'm going to take a guess that it was Taylor Swift.
Maybe.
He said she.
True.
And we know Taylor
True.
Swift has a house here.
Yep.
It was local. That's my guess.
And she
I don't
usually
know.
comes back for the 4th of
She
July.
does. She posted some video too.
See,
so maybe.
that's my guess.
Investigative reporting.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll
Sources
find
say.
out.
We'll get to the bottom
We'll just
of
go
it.
with it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we'll just go with it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with ABC6's live coverage from the 234th Bristol 4th of July celebration. Please stay with us.
This special presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses. And now, your hosts, John DeLuca, Christina Myers, Doreen Scanlon, and Jeff DeNoyer.
Yes, we're live in Bristol at Hope and Church, and a phenomenal day for anything outside, but especially a parade celebrating our nation's independence in America's most patriotic town. Where else would you want to be on the 4th of July except for Bristol?
Nowhere.
They started preparing for this weeks and weeks ago. Of course, things kick off with the Flag
Flag
Day
Day.
festivities back on June 14th, and then they have all sorts of concerts in the park. Those got started on Father's Day. They had the 4th of July ball and all sorts of activities in between.
Now, such a big part of this parade is obviously the veterans and the service members and the civic folks, as well as the police and fire and rescue and everyone. But and also a huge star attraction is always the bands and the drum corps.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have, huge attractions out here today, so many different bands. One of the other ones I talked to today, the Ranger Drum Corps, and it's these, kids who have an interest in the military, and so it's about so much more than the music. They're really sitting there and, learning about the military lifestyle, so it's absolutely unreal. The stuff that you're going to see today is just, it's such a tradition. It's so incredible.
And the talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the young kids, too.
Right.
Some of them are so little. And you just can't believe it. And actually, in that Rangers drum corps, he was telling me some of those kids hadn't even been playing for 6 months.
Wow.
Not only just with them, but hadn't even been playing their instrument for 6 months. And, I mean, their movements that they have and everything.
Well, people come from all over to be a part of the Bristol Parade, even the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. That they do. And this is actually their second year coming from the Bahamas, right, Christina? You got a chance to talk to them a little earlier, right?
Yes, yep. And that's the band that was telling me about these kids who are, having an interest in joining the military and having the music be involved with that as well. So let's take a listen to them. Right now I'm joined by Lieutenant Delvon Duncombe. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's good to be here.
and they were just absolutely incredible. Now, you are the director of the entire Rangers program, correct?
That is correct.
Tell me a little bit about it.
The Ranger program is a youth development program. It started in 1995 for at-risk young boys. And since then, what we have done was we basically expanded the program to provide a cross-section of youth from the Bahamas. We're in about 4 islands. And the band that you just saw is one component of what the Ranger program is about. The band's motto or its vision is to alter the consciousness of willing minds through music. And so what that means is we just simply want to basically give young persons an opportunity actually to enjoy what they love and do it in a disciplined manner, as that is one of the staples of the military and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
So it's about more than just the music then, right?
It is. It's definitely more than just the music. We say in the Rangers we're about building young leaders, and so we realized that this program could be used as a tool, basically to ensure that our young persons become productive citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
What was the age range that we were looking at here today?
We were looking at kids from the ages of 13 through 17.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All thinking about a military career, right?
Yes, and so that was another thing for the Ranger program. We wanted to get young persons interested in the military. And let me just say, I want to really send a regards from the Minister of National Security, Dr. Bernard J. Nordich, and Captain Tellis Bethel, who is our acting commander of Defense Force. They're really proud of this program, and they allowed us to come here and really just showcase our Bahamian youth.
Beautiful, and they did a wonderful job. Thank you so much again for being here today.
Thank you.
Today's broadcast is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Carty's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July parade on ABC6.
This special presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
Welcome back to ABC6's live coverage from our spot here at Hope in Church. And what a gorgeous set we have. I want to thank the Quarry Brothers for that. Our director, John Matthews, is going to do a little flyover right now through our jib camera. And look at this set. Quarry Brothers, as usual, beautiful. Fantastic job. The flowers from J&L Landscaping. Excellent job there as well, fellas and ladies, for making us look so nice up here on this 4th of July on a gorgeous day. Hello, young man. What a gentleman he is with his little flag.
We have lots of little ones who are out in the crowd today. So excited, ready to go.
Oh,
do you think those guys know what's coming?
I think they do. We saw the C-130 fly over, which is always a good sign that it has stepped off at Chestnut and Hope. They should be making their way to us in a short time. And
that means it's
exciting.
Doreen's rubbing her hands. Anytime Doreen rubs her hands, that means she's getting excited.
Yes, exactly. I won't get too excited.
There you go. Yeah.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Everybody wants to know how's your pregnancy going?
We're doing okay. I'm 6 weeks away.
So
6
close
more
now.
weeks.
They're gonna look like that pretty soon.
Yeah, and my little one, my 3-year-old, is gonna be
Gracie?
here shortly.
Is Gracie gonna be here?
She's coming, of course.
Nice.
She's probably still debating with her dad what outfit to wear.
Of course, it has to be just right.
Yes. My little diva.
As long as it's red, white, and blue.
I have no idea. But just like all the other kids, she wants to be wearing her best red, white, and blue, of course.
Of course. And I think Jeff is down there checking in with some people. Jeff, who'd you find for us?
Well, Christina, I'm actually hanging out, and what I do is, you all know I love dogs. I have Hunter and Rusty at home. I talk about them all the time. People probably get really annoyed at talking about them. I'm with Sue and Adara, and they are here from Bristol, and that's Cinnamon, who's a little camera shy apparently right now. It's okay. Cinnamon's been hanging out on the sidewalk for like the last 5 minutes, just getting everybody just petting Cinnamon. Cinnamon, boy or girl?
Friends.
And making friends. And Cinnamon's a girl. Okay, so she was flirting with everybody. I get it. So Sue, you gotta tell me, how many times have you seen this parade?
Oh, probably every year of my life.
Yeah.
Decades and decades of coming here.
Yeah, we talked about how we'd say decades instead of talking about the exact number of years,
Yeah,
is
right.
right? So what makes the parade for you so special, coming down here, getting up with Cinnamon, walking down here with your family? I mean, what's it all about?
It's just Bristol is the 4th. Bristol is the 4th, and if you don't come and do all the activities, you've just missed out. It's like we're all exhausted. We've done all the bands. We're so dead tired, but this is the place to be. It's so much fun.
And ultimately, though, all that hard work that you all put in and that the town puts in and what even everybody, the residents put in, it all pays off on this day, and it's so much worth it. Is that correct?
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine not having all this going on. It's like we look forward to this every year. This is what we look forward to.
That's great.
It's part of being in Bristol. It's so much fun.
I know Cinnamon's almost got you tangled up, but what's your favorite part of the parade? What do you like the best?
To just watch them do the drums.
The drums.
Do the drums. The drums are cool. You like it when they're really loud?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you excited about the parade? You like the weather today? Does the weather meet up to your standards? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us a little bit, and I hope you and Cinnamon and everybody has a great time at the parade.
Yeah, I got her earplugs.
You got earplugs. There you go. And you got a beautiful shot right here. You're right on the sidewalk, and that's where I'm going to be standing for a little longer. For now, though, we'll send it back up to the desk with Christina, John, and Dory.
Thank you, Jeff. I think everyone enjoys the 4th of July except dogs.
Yeah,
because when the fireworks are going off, the dog.
Hopefully Cinnamon will be okay and all the other dogs out here today, too.
Yeah, Mom has it right. Earplugs and sunscreen.
She's
two
prepared.
necessities
She knows.
today,
She's
right?
a pro.
We have so much more to come here from the Quarter of Hope and Church. You're watching ABC6 special coverage of the 231st 4th of July celebration. Stay with us.
This special ABC6 presentation is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Avalon Medical Spa, and Lawrence Air Systems. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Today's broadcast is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bristol. We're taking a look at the red, white, and blue stripe that goes all down Hope Street, and then it winds around to High to show the path of the parade. And, I like a little bit of useless trivia, Christina.
Okay.
So a little bit of, or maybe useful.
Yes, today it's very useful.
Yeah, so about 100 gallons of paint are used to make that red, white, and blue stripe. And there was one time that they got a little too enthusiastic. And they kept going. So now they pay very close attention to making sure.
Yeah, because the parade follows that. They'll just keep going.
Exactly. Maybe somebody was trying to get the paint to go in front of their house.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
So the parade kept going. But that's a little bit of trivia for you. 100 gallons of paint marking the 2.5-mile parade route.
Everywhere you look today, red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is red, white, and blue on Independence Day.
They start planning their outfits, I think, on the 5th. For the next year.
To get it just right, you have to order in some cases to get it just right.
Yeah, and the house is decorated too. Driving in, right? You saw all the houses with their flags.
It's gorgeous, right?
Huge flags on some of these houses too. It's
and
absolutely
the pride
amazing.
that people take in it. It's obvious the amount of the time and the effort that goes into it. It isn't something they just came up with on the 3rd.
Right.
No. Hey, let's throw some bunting out and a flag, stick it in the front lawn. No, this is a lot of preparation that goes into this. Now, Bianca Bono, we had showed it in our pre-show. The couch, the judge's couch, and talking about free Tom Brady, and everybody's got a message, and so many parties going on, and it really is an event. I mean, it's the halfway point in our year, but for many folks, next to Christmas and Easter, this is the biggest thing there is.
Yeah, and in Bristol, it is the biggest thing, right?
Well, the house decorating almost reminds me of Halloween, though, too. You have houses that compete with their decorations. In Bristol, you compete for the 4th of July decorations.
Yeah, except there's just no winner, right?
Yeah,
everybody wins.
The town is the winner.
Yeah.
The town is the winner, and everyone who marches in the parade is the winner as well.
Absolutely.
It really is a sight to see, though. I mean, if you've never been down here before, you got to come. You're not too late.
Well, it's one of those things I think it's on a lot of folks' bucket list. If it isn't, it really should be, especially if you're a Rhode Islander. If you're a Rhode Islander, you almost have to. I mean, pick a year. Pick this year, And if you can't watch, ABC6, obviously, we've got you covered. But, I don't know, weather-wise, we've had some years that it's been wicked hot.
We have.
This year's not wicked hot.
Rain.
It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
And we can thank Jeff Denoyer for that. He's down
and
on
he's
the
taking all the credit as well.
Well, and he should. Why not?
Give it to him.
Are you all throwing some credit my way with the weather? I really appreciate that because I will take all the credit for today on a sunny day. I'm joined with Ted from East Providence, Betty from Warren, and you do me a favor. First off, the weather has turned out to be great. It's a great day.
I thank you for that.
I take all the credit.
Thank you very much. We give you all the credit.
Thank you very much. If it was raining, I would be hiding somewhere and I wouldn't be interviewing anybody, I promise you. So you have a big group here, is that correct? What's
here. We have about 30 people here. We've been sitting here in this spot for about 33 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
33 years. Now, when you're coming down to the parade and everybody's coming down, what time do you all get up in the morning to come down here and start? Because you're not from Bristol, so it might take a little while, right?
Yeah, I got about 5 o'clock this morning.
5 o'clock this morning? Yeah, you know, I got up at 4:30 coming here too, and I'm driving in here, and you know what? I wasn't even tired. I was so excited because you know what? You get a little bit of like, what do you call it? Enthusiasm, right? And that's what it's all about?
Absolutely. That is what it's all about. 4th of July, best day of the year.
Yeah, it is. And what kind of preparations did you all make as a group to come down today?
We've got, well, my husband gets all of the chairs and everything together, and he comes down and gets everything set up, and then after the parade, we go back to my house, and we have a great big cookout with about 80 people.
Okay, 80 people. So I have a question. What's on the menu today?
Regular, you know, sausage, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, sirloin. Oh, come on by. I'll give you the address off here.
Yeah, off air, I'm going to get the address because everybody at the station knows how much I love food, and when you're going to throw that kind of food around, I may have to make a trip down. Is that okay?
Yeah, because it's all about you. You brought us this beautiful day. We will feed you.
So not only am I talking to some great people here at the parade, but I'm also getting hooked up with food at the same time. That's what this is really all about. Send it back to you guys at the desk.
Jeff to make a lot of friends.
Leave it
He's
to him.
lucking out there. He's getting all the food. He gets to go and talk with everybody.
Get invites.
He's one of those people, when you meet him for a minute, you feel like you've known him for a lifetime.
It's true.
And
It's
just
very
never
true.
met a stranger, Jeff DeNoyer.
It's true. Kind of like Christina, too. We just met Christina a short time ago. You've been with us a whole week.
We're like old friends already, right?
Right?
Taking selfies
Well, it helps
together.
that you're from right here in Rhode Island, too.
Exactly.
So
Yep. I've seen
definitely.
you guys, watch you guys for years, so I just fit right in, you know.
And we said, why not come to Bristol? Join us for the 4th.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. And we're going to be out here pretty much all day. We know the parade. It's coming up. We saw the flyover. It's on its way to us. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with so much more.
Right about now, I could really go for a Dunkin' smoothie.
ABC6's coverage of the Bristol 4th of July Parade is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Avalon Medical Spa, Lawrence Air Systems, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July Parade on ABC6.
Today's broadcast is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers.
Welcome back to ABC6's live coverage of the 231st Bristol 4th of July celebration. We're at Hope and Church. You see the sign right there on the corner of your TV screen. Everyone is getting into their spots. The ribbon was cut, which they don't do the ribbon anymore, but I always say that.
Right,
the ribbon
of
was
course.
cut. The
It's
Chief
a
Marshal
formal.
leading the way, Oki Falcoa. Very proud of Oki Falcoa. I know you chatted with him earlier this morning.
Did. He is so excited. He said he got a lot of advice to just take it in, enjoy the moment. This is it. You know, Oki's been honored with a lot of things throughout the years here in Bristol because he's been so involved in the town. But he said this is it. This is the big one.
They really take a huge amount of pride in being the Chief Marshal each year.
Absolutely.
It's a big deal if you are named Chief Marshal.
Once you're on the list, you're on the list forever. And you know, doing prep work for this, you look at all the names over the years
Right.
and how far it goes back. It's an incredible tradition in this town. You think about it, it all started back in 1785. Reverend Henry Wright started with basically a prayer and patriotic exercises. And for those of you who watch every year, you know this, but for our new viewers, it's the longest continuous 4th of July celebration, not the longest continuous 4th of July parade, because they didn't always have a parade, but they always had some form of patriotic exercises to recognize our independence from Britain. And these folks are enjoying themselves as well.
Oh, a little Macarena going on there.
But to think of all these years, though,
Right.
231 years. And think about it, through all the things that happened in our country over that time. And it probably wasn't the easiest thing to celebrate independence at. Even in 1785, you know, some folks, I'm sure, were still loyal to the old country, saying, oh, I'm not so sure. But in Bristol, they said, you know what, we're going to do it. And we're going to recognize this in our 13 colonies. And we're going to be proud of our independence. And it's a tradition, obviously, that has lived on incredibly. But to think about all the things through all the years to make this work.
So many things that have happened right here,
how it's
all along
evolved.
Hope Street. We have so much more to come, everybody. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
This special presentation is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. And now, your hosts, John DeLuca, Christina Myers, Doreen Scanlon, and Jeff Denoyer.
Welcome back on this absolutely gorgeous 4th of July. Oh, and that was perfect timing.
That was good
As
breeze.
soon as we started talking, this breeze came in. They just wanted us to talk about the gorgeous weather, right? That is really what is making it out here. There's no humidity.
Nope.
We have this nice breeze. The sun is shining. It could not be more perfect.
The paint is fresh. The paint is fresh, and look, we're encouraging you to send us your photos. If you're here along the parade route, you can go inside, watch us, go back out, watch the parade, go back in and out. And if you do take a picture, or you're home, you're so proud of it, or your family's out here together, and your dog's out here, everyone's out here having fun, we would ask that through social media, we'd love to see your pictures. Just hashtag ABC6 Bristol 4th. We'd love to see it so we can share it with everyone in our coverage. And a little shaky cam right now, but that's okay.
All right. We're trying to get this little guy.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah,
He's doing a pretty good job, not shaky at all, right?
Nope, and he's got his flag. He's all set.
Absolutely.
He's ready
Mommy
to
and Daddy,
cheer
I'm
them
ready to
on.
wave this flag.
You can see this crowd is really, really starting to thicken up, as you were saying, Doreen.
Yeah, it's starting to get about 6 people deep, I'd say, if not more. I don't know, guys. This might be a record crowd year.
Well, I don't know if anyone could ever beat 1976. That was
right, of course.
Oh,
he landed on the grass, though. He's okay. Took a little stumble. But if you can't be in the shade today, you don't have one of those tents, you might be warm. But there's a little breeze.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, when you're going to get to see stuff like this, you can deal with a little bit of heat, right? So we have a total of 19 bands. There are 3 drum corps, 2 military bands, 4 fife and drum, and 10 high school and community bands.
Wow.
And then we can look forward to 17 floats, as well as 48 marching units. 48.
And seeing the veterans. Can't wait to see the veterans and the applause that they get.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there's a little something extra special this year, born out of tragedy. Unfortunately, last year, the town of Bristol, in a 2-month span, incredible tragedy. First Sergeant P. Andrew McKenna, 1 year ago today, he was getting an award from Senator Reid for his bravery as a Green Beret, as an elite soldier. Was killed in Afghanistan. Prior to that, just about a month prior to that, a Bristol police officer was killed while swimming in Costa Rica trying to save his brother while he was on vacation, Richard Gene Georges. And then in late August 27th, Deputy Fire Chief Souza died on Metacom Avenue in a car crash. So they're going to recognize them. Members of their family will be marching along, so we'll be able to see them. And certainly, out of tragedy, maybe something good can come out of this in terms of support from folks and letting them know how much they're appreciated.
Yeah, it is such a tribute to the families, too, and all of those who really loved them as well and supported them.
And a very appropriate time for it.
It really is. It recognizes the military, the civic, and firemen's aspect of this parade, which is what the parade is all about when it began many, many years ago. Let's check in with ABC6's chief meteorologist, Jeff Denoyer, who's very popular today. He's getting all kinds of food. He's getting all kinds of hugs and kisses from everybody that comes by. Jeff.
Yeah, and one thing, I'm going to take it down just a little bit right now, John. We're here for a very special cause. I'm joined by Heather and Lynn, and I'm just going to have them kind of describe why they are here. And Heather, if you could do that for me.
So my name is Heather Viveris. I'm from Newton, Massachusetts. I came out to Bristol, Rhode Island to come by and see Lynn Patton, who lost her son due to the physical and psychological wounds of war. And I carry the fallen, and I thank our veterans and our first responders. And so I came out here to represent Matthew and pay tribute and pay thanks on 4th of July because of the men and women who serve and sacrifice each and every day for the freedoms that we're able to endure here today on 4th of July. And right here, as you see, there's a pair of boots and they're filled with cement, and that cement represents the sacrifice that they've made and the sacrifice parents like Lynn continue to make. And so they're hand carried many, many miles at many different events. And each and every name that you see on here are men and women that lost their battle due to those invisible wounds of war. So again, I just get out here and I do what I can, and I like to support the families, and it's all about making sure that their loved ones are never to be forgotten. So come here to support Lynn and also do 22 push-ups to represent 22 kill. 22 Kill is an organization that's based out of Texas, but they help veterans nationwide. So we're going to be doing 22 push-ups representing each veteran that commits suicide each and every day. We lose over 22 plus veterans to suicide every single day. That's more than we've lost in the war since 9/11. So.
And one quick question and a quick answer for me, Lynn, is how much does this mean for you to have Heather out here doing this?
It means everything to me because no one remembers suicides. They're forgotten and they're not honored. We started a foundation, Matthew Patton Foundation, to take care of active duty, who are 1+ suicides per day. And we talk to them on basis, give them education, and we know for sure we have saved 4 lives so far.
We appreciate the time and the effort that you're putting in this organization. And you remember the fun and you remember coming out to the parade. And it's a great day and great weather, but this is what it's really all about. Send it back to you guys at the desk.
Absolutely, Jeff. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Absolutely.
That is what this is all about. And as she pointed out, too, making sure that none of our veterans are forgotten. Every single one is recognized for their service to this country. And that's really what today is about.
And we're going to see so many of those veterans coming down the street. It's coming, guys. It's right around the corner.
Hear the sirens.
Exactly. It's coming close. We'll be right back with much more coverage of the 231st 4th of July celebration. Stay with us.
This special presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Carty's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July parade on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses. And now, your hosts, John DeLuca, Christina Myers, Doreen Scanlon, and Jeff DeNoyer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bristol. If you're just joining us at the top of the hour, we thank you so much for spending part of your Independence Day with us. For those of you who have been with us since 10 o'clock, thank you so very much. You can hear the bells tolling, and we hear the sirens in the background, which means the Chief Marshal Division is making its way to our spot here at Hope and Church.
It's really close, guys. You can feel everybody getting excited and starting to get out of the road.
Yes, we just heard the round of cheers.
The road parts.
Yes.
Hope Street is loaded with people, and then all of a sudden the parade makes its way and everybody just scatters.
Exactly. And they will stay scattered until everything passes us in 3 hours or so.
You hear that?
That's an exciting sound.
That is a good sign. And we really do want to take a
nice.
moment to wish you all a very happy 4th of July and Independence Day. But we're celebrating our freedom today, but we also want to thank those who have defended us and allow us to have the freedoms that we have.
And all the families that are watching us at home, too. So many folks who maybe couldn't make it out to Bristol or maybe have some plans a little later on in the day. We thank you so much for spending part of this day that really is a day with family, right? So we welcome you to spend some time with our ABC6 family.
Yeah, if you couldn't be here, John, I know you made the joke earlier. You've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, but this really is. If you can't be here physically at the Bristol Parade, we will make sure that you see it. We'll make sure that you capture all of the sights and the sounds. And this right here, you're
Bristol
watching.
Police Color Guard, yes.
The real beginning.
Chief Canario, seen him many years, taking a walk down Hope Street and High Street. Thank you for your service to all of you at Bristol. And think about, the other thing, too. You see the state police here, Bristol Police, obviously, Bristol County Sheriff's Department, so many other law enforcement organizations joining forces, Homeland Security, I'm sure. Everyone coming together to this to make sure everything goes on just right. And the time and the effort that goes on. Also, Bristol County, Bristol DPW, make sure the place is spotless. I mean, this doesn't just happen, especially when you have this many folks here. And the streets are perfect. You wouldn't want to eat off them, but if you did, you could. It wouldn't be the end of the world. It's that clean.
And getting here this morning, there were a lot of officers that they pulled the overnight duty too, keeping order with the people who did come early to stake out their spots, and they kept things under control here. It was
Again,
a nice.
The cars were moved out here.
Exactly. It was nice out overnight as well.
Well, we talk
and
about
that's thanks to the
recognizing.
officers.
We talk about recognizing everybody. It's not only the people who serve abroad, but the people who serve right here at home as well, and keep us safe on a daily basis.
Yes, Chief DeMello, thank you, Chief, for your service as well. And it's most people, the overwhelming majority of people here are so well behaved. It's a tradition. Everyone understands what this is all about and respect and everything else. But just to be sure, the things have to be taken, course has to be taken to make sure everybody is safe and has a good time. And we thank the firefighters and the police officers and all the law enforcement officials who make sure we're all having a good time today on the 4th of July.
Of course.
We should mention this is the fire chief, Michael DeMello. This is his first time doing the parade as chief.
Welcome to him.
Ladies Auxiliary, happy 4th of July to you. A lot of hand waving today, a lot of smiles. Of course, the parade starts at Hope and Chestnut, make their way down Hope Street right by us at Hope and Church, and then they take a left at High Street and make their way back. It's only 2.5 miles, but it goes by very quickly for the folks who are marching.
Yes.
In some cases.
Some of them float down the street, right?
The Chief Marshal, I know Oki's not
He's
walking
ride
this year, but he's floating on some level.
Yeah,
he's got a futuristic car, I think.
Very true.
Well, and he's floating, too, because he's so excited to be Chief Marshal this year as well. He's on cloud 9.
He's a man of few words, Mr. Oki. But if
we'll be talking to him later on.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what you see with the Chief Marshal and the Hattie Brown winners, and we've met them over the years, is the one common denominator I see through all of that is service and volunteerism. You look at Oki's resume. What hasn't he done?
It's incredible.
And the level of commitment to the town. And I think it's so nice that it's respected and honored here in Bristol. We're going to take a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay with ABC6's live coverage of the 231st Bristol 4th of July celebration.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back, everybody. You're getting a look at our town crier, Michael Riley, his second year as town crier. And that means there's nothing but pure excitement coming up behind him, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can hear them up right behind him. The Marching Cobras Performing Arts. They're from White Plains, New York. Look at them go, that energy.
There are 55 members of the Marching Cobras that are under the direction of Terrell Stowers.
And these guys, they have quite the rap sheet here. They performed at the Super Bowl 48 and in the 2015 Oscar-winning movie Birdman.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, here we've got our Chief Marshal, Mr. Oki Falcoa. We're getting a headset on him.
He's traveling in style.
Hi, Oki. Hello, hello. Good to see you. You weren't kidding that you were going to come down this parade route in style.
Thank you. I'd like to wish my brother a happy 4th of July many.
How's it going so far, Oki?
Very good, very good. A lot of people. Everybody's having a good time to have a safe 4th of July.
Are you having a good time?
Yes, dear. Very good.
What's been the best part so far?
Everybody waving and singing God Bless America.
Yeah. You got to tell that car to go slow so you could soak this up.
Yeah, everybody's very polite, servicemen, and it's a good time for everyone.
It really is. This is your big day, Oki. We're going to let you keep going and soak it all up.
Thank you very much.
All right. Enjoy.
Congratulations, Oki. Enjoy your great day.
I like the red jacket,
Traveling in
too.
style in a Hummer.
Very nice.
Very nice. Military style.
And, of course, he's joined by so many members of his family. His wife, Donna, is the chairperson of the 4th of July committee as well. But funny enough, this morning, Oki told me Donna's the boss.
Oh, there's no question about that.
She says it, too.
I love it.
Family members to the Falcoas and aides that are joining them as well. Hope you have a great day. There's a flashy little car. That's very nice.
I like the Rhode Island state flag on the front there, too.
Convertible is the way to go today.
Definitely.
Today's the day to show off your convertible. It really is one of those things that you talk to chief marshals over the years, and everything is in anticipation of this, and there's so many events leading up to it. But when you get into this moment, you really do have to savor it all in because it's over in a flash. They all say the same thing. They can't believe how fast it came and went.
Right. And we should mention some of Oki's aides as well, by the way. We've got Anna Falcoa, Ryan Falcoa, and Tyler Falcoa that are all there with him as well.
They wouldn't want to miss it for the world.
Nope.
It's going to be so overwhelming, too, you know, seeing all these people.
And being from Bristol and growing up here, it really is an overwhelming honor. If you're from the area, you really do appreciate how much it means and how much of a select group you've joined.
Right. I don't know how they keep it a secret because they find out that they're chief marshal before everybody else does.
Well, Oki would get in trouble from Donna. Donna would
That's
get yelled at and get in big trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of aides walking with Oki this year.
Well, with all of his experience here in town and all the different groups he's been a part of, I'm sure it's hard
Volunteered
to...
so many organizations.
Exactly. It's hard to pick.
That's just it. He does so many different things. You know, it's not just one organization that he works with exclusively. So he's, you know, he's got a hand in almost everything in this community.
Involved with athletics from not only for his own career in the Bristol Athletic Hall of Fame, but also what he's done with youth, and starting, you know, pee-wee football, midget football, and through the years in volunteering and all different aspects of all the life in Bristol, every walk of life.
He said the kids all call him Coach around town.
I have to call him Coach. How about this car? That's a fancy Dan Corvette right there. It's one of the brand new style. Of course, Corvettes always had a great look, but that look is unbelievable. The modern style Corvette. I'm not sure it's the family vehicle for you right now.
No, I'm going to guess there's no room for a car seat in the back.
That's okay, though. Mama can cruise. Mama can cruise on her own.
Right.
Parker, you're staying home. I'm going cruising. Listen to that engine, folks.
4th of July committee members in these cars?
Now, see, maybe that could do, you know, the rides in the middle of the night to get the baby to go to sleep, right?
Oh, there you go.
That hum.
If they like, yeah, the natural sound of the engine.
Very nice.
And look at this crowd out here today.
How's the button contest winner, Sister Rodriguez?
And we told you his story. He beat out his twin for this.
Yeah.
Right.
But his twin has won twice before.
Forrest. He picked the band, and for good reason. He says the best part of the band, or his favorite part of the parade, is the band. And without the drummer, you don't know what's what. The drummer leads everything, in his opinion.
Exactly.
So he used a color pencil. He said it gave him better control as he drew that design to win this year's button contest.
I like, though, that their mother and father make them share their winnings because they get a little money prize for this. And they split it every year, no matter which one wins. They divide it among the two of them.
Yeah. That's quite the competition, though.
It really is, because every kid in Bristol is making some kind of button to be a part of this. And the schools compete. Here's what we were talking about earlier, the special recognition for First Sergeant P. Andrew McKenna, who unfortunately was killed not long after being in this parade last year, getting an award. Here's his mom traveling there. People recognize the sacrifice that First Sergeant McKenna made for his country and for his soldiers there in Afghanistan.
He was an elite Army Green Beret, member of the 1st Battalion, 7th Special Forces Group. He served as first sergeant in charge of all base security at Camp Integrity in Kabul, and he died defending the camp after some Taliban fighters breached the perimeter with a car bomb, and people at the base said he saved about 300 lives that night.
Absolutely incredible.
Incredible sacrifice, and that was in August, just about a month or so after he was here getting an award. Now, we wanted to do an interview with him and talk to him, but he couldn't do an interview. We had to protect his identity. In fact, if you see video from Senator Reid giving him his award, he had glasses on, oversized glasses to protect his eyes and protect his identity. Unfortunately, it wasn't there long after that. He was killed in action, Camp Integrity in Kabul. His mom, Carol, and his dad, Peter McKenna, as well as Mary Lou Andrade, whose son also passed.
And now we're also seeing the family of Officer Richard Jean Georges, who passed away after saving his brother off the coast of Costa Rica. He was caught off guard by a rip current in the water there.
Bristol police officer. He died, unfortunately, in June. It was June 6th, I believe. Just about a month, a little less than a month before the 4th of July I know heavy hearts for this parade last year for many in the Bristol, all in the Bristol Police Department and many in town after Officer Gene George's passed. And then also recognizing, of course, Deputy Chief Souza, who on August 27th died in a one-car accident on Metacom Avenue. His family members are marching in this as well, taking part in the parade. Deputy Chief Frank Souza as part of a tribute to the 3 lives lost, because it's military, civic, and firemen's parade, which is a nice touch.
It is. It's a great way to remember that it's not just a holiday. It's a way to honor all those who serve and protect, right?
Absolutely.
Here's some bagpipes.
The Mystic Highland Pipe Band from Old Mystic, Connecticut. Let's listen in.
Let's listen in, right? Band director there is Pipe Major John Moritz, 69 years old. He started piping 10 years ago. He's been with the band for 9 years, and he's risen up to lead the band.
Yeah, all 25 members of them, right?
Traditional Scottish band there, yes.
I love the pipes.
Yeah, they have, 1,500 performers across the United States, but here 25 today.
And next up, we have the Bristol town officials coming up. We have Tony Texera, the town administrator. He was chief marshal in 2012. Louis Cirillo, the town clerk and chief marshal in 2013. We have Nathan Caloro, he was the town council chairman. Timothy Sweeney, town council vice chairman.
There's Tony Tex.
Yep.
Tony.
Halsey Herreshoff, town council member and chief marshal in 1984. Mary Perella, town council member and chief marshal in 1995. Did you hear?
I'm noticing a common theme there, John.
Yeah, and Edward Stewart, a town council member as well.
Chief Marshal can't be too far behind for Mr. Stewart.
Exactly, right? Coming.
Folks from the Warren Town Council joining us as well. Bristol and Warren are competitors in most things, but on this day, everybody's a Bristolian.
And here we go again. We have a military band, the Governor's Own 88th Army Band.
This is the Rhode Island National Guard. Commander Todd Garapi, his son, is also in the band as well. It's a nice little family connection there.
It's family day, right?
Nice way to spend the holiday. Rhode Island State Police Color Guard. We thank you for your service, the men and women of the Rhode Island State Police. Under the watchful eye of Colonel O'Donnell.
And we have Governor Raimondo
I
walking
thought
by
that was the
as
governor,
well.
the first gentleman.
Yeah,
Mr.
exactly.
Moffett. Happy 4th, Governor.
Hi, Governor. Happy 4th. Now, she's done the parade a time or two. She knew to wear some comfortable sneakers.
That's right.
The governor's prepared, no question about it.
And they're alongside her family.
LaSalle Academy graduate.
That's right.
Who else do we know from LaSalle Academy?
I graduated from LaSalle Academy.
Christina Myers, LaSalle Academy.
In good company here.
Yes.
Our elected officials, Senator Jack
Congressional
Reed
delegation.
coming by, Senator
yes.
Sheldon Whitehouse, along with Representatives Cicilline and Langevin.
Yes. Hello, Senator.
Handing out
Hello,
some American
Congressman.
flags down there.
Senator Whitehouse, how are you, sir? Happy 4th.
It's got to be hot in the suits.
They're tough.
But they do it, right?
They're tough.
This
Yeah,
is,
you got
this
out
is
of
part
having
of the
to wear
crew.
a suit today.
Yeah, it's one time a year that I can be on TV and not have a jacket and tie on. It's very nice. This is fantastic. We're so glad you could join us at our spot here at Hope and Church. Who's better than us? We've got the Corey brothers, gave us a fantastic set. JNL Landscaping with our flowers. We've got our Dunkin' Donuts. We're all set to go right here.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Keeping cool. It's cool. Cool drinks.
Yes, our nice water. Yes.
It really is such a great day. I think we might be heading towards a record this year, guys, with the crowd. There are so many folks here. I'm seeing 8 deep in some areas.
Oh, absolutely.
At least.
Yep.
If you look at our shots that we have, John Matthew, our director, is doing a great job showing everything with the jib cam and everything else. But we try to give you everything we can at this angle of Hope and Church, the 4 corners here that make up our spot.
And it looks like we're seeing the most beautiful winner.
Oh, you can see why right here.
I can see, well, I might be the people on board,
yes,
right?
Look at them. They've got the waves down.
It is our Miss 4th and Little Miss 4th of July.
We
I got
chatted
a chance
with these
to
ladies.
chat with them. Yep. Sam Golden. She is 17 years old, the daughter of Greg and Tina Golden. She just graduated from Mount Hope High School, and she's going to URI to major in well, hello to you too. She's going to major in education. Her court, Tiffany Marie Brooks, Kristen Couto, Nicola Francis, and Rachel Cloutier.
That's a horn.
And our Little Miss 4th of July is Claire Chase, and the runners-up, Lola Silva, Maeve Riccio. And they're all getting a chance to wave. They told me they practiced their waves, right?
Well, they've got it down very well.
We can't compete. We can't compete with the horn.
No way. The girls also say, you know, they're wearing those gorgeous dresses, but they say the key is to wear flip-flops underneath.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I see some of them are barefoot, too.
That's how you get by.
That's the
and
secret.
Don't they look beautiful? You can see why they won
really
most beautiful.
They really do. Also want to mention the Cardi brothers. Thank you for providing us with this great desk that we have, the setup that we have with the chairs. And this is a nice, comfortable way to spend a 4th of July.
Yeah, it's like being out on the back deck, right?
Exactly.
It is on the back deck.
Yes.
These are the Orange Crate Derby winners. How cool do those cars look? Get on a hill and go. Of course, your mother's petrified.
Of course.
This Gaetano McGovern, Guy,
yep,
as he likes to be known, he's the winner. We're all winners, obviously, but Guy who came in first place, Rocco Palazzo came in second. Best looking car, Kayla Hanashek. First place junior division winner, Cara
Pisasali.
Pisasali.
Best looking.
I love those little race cars.
Yeah. That's awesome.
If I was a little, I would be so stoked to make one of those, you know, with your grandfather, your grandmother, whatever. Not competing with the horns.
Something tells me that the grown-ups get a little involved if they can.
What makes you say that?
Well, because you would die to do it to
Of
help your
course
kids,
I would,
right?
yes.
We have the Mount Hope High School Marching Band, 130 members strong, coming through under the direction of band director Christopher Lambert.
This is a really big deal, all the bands and drum corps that come through. But if you live here and you're part of this, you grew up watching this, here's your moment to be a part of the Bristol 4th of July Parade. Let's listen in. God bless America.
Did you see all the lips singing on the sidelines?
I was doing the same thing myself.
How can you not? It's great. And as you said, these are the kids that they know everybody on the side of the road. These are their friends.
That's a great
right?
point. Yep.
It's excellent.
This is the Bristol Warren Regional School District coming by right now, waving. Talk about knowing everybody here.
Exactly.
School got out a few weeks ago, and now they get to see their friends again walking down the middle of the street.
Oh yeah, you know,
so
the friends,
fun.
So much
mom
fun
and
for these
dad, and
guys.
the sidelines.
Happy 4th.
Such an honor to get to march down the street, isn't it?
Well, especially since most of the folks that are here have been here. I mean, have gone to this year after year, and it's a tradition. It's part of families getting back together. It's the 4th of July. Everybody knows Bristol is the destination.
Right.
which you did many years ago. I love that story of your
up
grandmother
watching
stopping time to make the donuts from Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes.
I always loved that guy anyway, time to make the donuts.
loved
And you got to
him.
take a picture with him.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you to your grandmother.
My grandma had to stop the car from going because I needed to get a picture with Fred the Baker.
I'm not going to tell her no.
Yeah,
No.
we're seeing the Calliope from Worcester, Sound and Lights coming in. Its first debut was in Worcester on July 4th in, ready for this, 1856.
Now, was it 1850? Wow.
1856. Pretty cool.
This is an amazing instrument, too.
It really is.
It's
It's
so
so neat.
truck.
Air-powered mechanical brass pipe instrument. Looks authentic to me, Doreen,
I'd say so.
especially with the truck.
Who knows how to tune that thing up, though, right?
It's a special skill
I
set.
guess so.
It's a very special skill
I
set.
guess so. Following right up behind that Calliope is St. Mary's Church. They have a special E Pluribus Unum Out of Many One float.
This is dedicated to First Sergeant P. Andrew McKenna. Drew, as his friends know, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, was killed in Afghanistan a little over a year ago.
And they won Most Patriotic Non-Commercial, which they actually won last year, too, if I'm not mistaken.
They take it very seriously, as does
They
everybody.
do.
But once you start to win, you get the taste of winning.
Exactly. I don't know if you noticed, too, so they paid such close attention to detail on this float. Can you see that they even painted the stripe on the road on the float, red,
Yes.
white, and blue?
You can see there First Sergeant P. Andrew McKenna Memorial Highway, which is named after him.
That's a really special float.
And when they had that ceremony dedicating the Memorial Highway, thousands of people came out to line the roads just to say thank you for the sacrifice. I think everyone's in such shock over what happened, as I said, just over a year ago.
Here we have some cadets from Allentown, Pennsylvania. They're out here sponsored by Roger Williams University.
There are 150 members of the cadets, and they are 10-time Drum Corps International winners.
It's a big deal. A lot of competition. You talk about stiff competition, the elite of the elite.
I'm talking world champions.
These folks are the elite of the elite. Some of the best of the best. They're frequent visitors to Bristol.
They performed at the Statue of Liberty rededication in 1986, as well as the opening ceremonies of the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. They've really been all over. The director is George Hopkins. The drum majors are Kendall Stevenson, M.K. Rapplinger, and Claire Albrecht.
Absolutely incredible. But 10-time world champions.
Yes.
It's
It's
enough to win
impressive,
it
right?
one time, but 10 times. Unbelievable.
I was at the competition last year in Bristol. I don't know how you pick a winner when you just decide when you go to those, whether it's at Gillette Stadium or is it Mount Hope, or this year it's tomorrow, actually, at Cranston Stadium.
This is the first time, John, that in 27 years that it's not in Bristol. They're going to have it in Cranston at the Cranston Stadium.
And if you have never seen it before, it's worth going out to see. It really is. Again, I don't know how you pick a winner because they're all so good.
Oh, so good. And then you think, too, after performing in this, and then they go to the competition, and the Fairmont band from Minnesota was saying this was day 8 of their 10-day tour of Southern New England.
It's a tour of Southern New England. Play and enjoy the area.
These kids, I mean, not only are they so talented, but they're just go, 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 go.
Let's listen into the cadets.
not smile hearing them play, right?
I love the horns.
It's so fantastic.
I love the horns. The Bristol Blues are coming by.
Your
No
arm
gloves.
warmed up, John?
No, but my hands are.
All right, here's. Oh,
Nothing.
nothing for
No,
John? How about
he's moving
maybe
too
one of
fast.
these guys back here?
Playing catch with the state trooper is probably smarter.
Closer.
Oh, we got this guy
Maybe
back
you've
here.
got one more chance here, John. You got another chance.
Nothing. These
No.
guys play by the rules as if it's 1864.
Old
No gloves. Old. There's old school and then there's old school.
Yes.
The Bristol Blues are old school.
Speaking of old school, we've got the penny farthing bicycle coming by with Jacob Mosby.
Look at that.
I can't even begin. A, how do you get on?
Right.
B, how do you balance yourself? And C, how do you not fall off once you get on?
See, that's what I'd like to see you
So
try,
many
John.
challenges.
Well, as long as I have a helmet on, knee pads, elbow pads, and I have a mouth guard, because I'm going to go flying.
All right, we can get
Oh,
that
there's
out
our
here.
1986 Chief Marshal Joan Roth coming by.
Coming by in style.
Mm-hmm.
There's another Corvette. We've seen the new and some of the older model Corvettes. Again, what a gorgeous car that is.
And we know this guy, our former town crier, Jerry McNeil, and Mickey McNeil. They were the chief marshals in 1994.
The recognizable beard.
Very much so.
You could see him from, remember when he was town crier? You could always, oh, there's Jerry McNeil.
Exactly. Hello, hello. Happy 4th.
Herbie Moitoso.
Yes. He is riding with his daughter-in-law, Jen Moitoso, and grandkids Braden and Ian. He was
Isn't
chief
that
marshal
nice?
in 1999.
Yes. That convertible's definitely the way to go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now we're getting a chance to see Ray Cordero and Oriane Lima, chief marshals in 2003.
So they've been through this. I'm sure this is a lot less stressful.
Sure, sure.
Maybe stress isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. There's less responsibility. You just walk and you wave and you enjoy the crowd. Is that Castro from 2008?
Yeah, Ed Castro.
Just get the patriotic tie on. Very nice flag tie there, Ed.
And then,
Happy 4th.
not in the car, right behind, you can see David Barbosa from 2014, the chief marshal. He wanted to walk. There he is.
With a jacket on.
Yeah. He's even got blue shoes.
Very stylish for Mr. Barbosa.
Very nice. And here are the folks from Roger Williams University.
Very enthusiastic. The enthusiasm
Hello,
of youth.
guys.
The president from Roger Williams is in this pickup truck here driving their float.
Dr.
Oh,
Donald
There he
J.
is.
Farish. Yeah,
His wife
there
Maya.
he is.
Dr. Farish, how are you? He was a patriotic speaker last year. No, he told me he took great pride in doing that, was honored to be asked.
The students work really hard on this float. They spend a lot of time year after year working out, probably right after exams, right?
Right after exams.
I'm sure.
As soon as the studying was done. As long as the studying was done.
Exactly.
But Alana Cerrone had done a preview piece, and one of the folks that she took a look at was the students here at Roger Williams University. They wouldn't show us the finished product, obviously, because they're still working on it. But it looks pretty good. Nice job.
Those stars on the side, 240 of them for 240 years of independence.
We're seeing the Providence Color Guard coming in with Providence Mayor Jorge Alorza.
I see Mayor Alorza making
Yep.
his way through. I see Mayor Alorza. Welcome to Bristol, Mayor.
He's enjoying the walk, it looks like, wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
Yeah, and a nice breeze here, right?
There's a nice breeze. Very nice breeze.
Yeah.
No complaints. I mean, there's no complaints.
There's not a cloud in the sky, at least that I can see from where we are.
And news people generally pretty fussy, and I can say that as a fussy newscaster. There's nothing to be fussy about today.
No.
And we could
Not
find
a
something.
thing.
We could be high
Yeah,
maintenance.
give us some time.
You would really be reaching.
This
though.
cord is actually, if I'm gonna be fussy, if anything, it'll be this cord that keeps coming behind me. But other than that, everything's fantastic. I knew I'd find something to complain about. I got a quick drink
There's
here.
not much yet. Drink your coffee, John. It really is great, though. You can see the crowd like really getting into it as everybody goes by, whether it's the bands or the dignitaries that come by.
There's
as
Mayor
well.
Fung, newly married, Alan Fung.
Yeah.
His beautiful wife.
Him.
He is floating, by the way. You look at the pictures. We're friends on Facebook, and every time I see him and Barbara Ann, smiling, just having a great
They've
time.
only been married a couple weeks.
Couple of weeks. Yep.
Lucky him. And right behind him, the Thunderbolts. Cranston High School East.
My old stomping grounds there, Cranston East. I'm a proud Bolt, class of 86. Hello to everyone from the class of 86.
Oh, don't they look great?
Showing off their green.
The co-directors are Mark Colazzi and Greg Arsenault. And Mr. Colazzi is retiring after 30 years as director.
Hey, he's heading to PC, right?
Well, he's retiring, sort of.
Yeah.
Semi-retirement. You don't ever really retire, do you? Thank you to the Cranston East Thunderbolts Marching Band. Welcome to Bristol as well to everyone.
Wow.
Take a breath.
Breathe it in.
Breathe it all in.
So yeah, we're telling everybody else they need to relax and soak it all in, right? We need to too, because it flies by. You have so many different bands, so many different people walking that, you have to just calm down.
So let's take a break.
Yes.
And we'll be right back right after this. Stay with us.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July Parade on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome everyone to ABC6's live coverage of the 231st Bristol 4th of July celebration. If you're just joining us, thank you so much. If you've been with us all along, thank you for being here as well. Here's the Dunkin' Donuts van making its way through.
Yeah, the For Safety program, a partnership between Hasbro Children's Hospital and Dunkin' Donuts.
Nothing like a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee on a hot summer day.
There's the Dunkin' For Safety van.
Yep. People might not know, but For Safety raises awareness and it educates families about ways they can reduce their risk of experiencing injury and live healthier, safer lives. So again, a partnership between Dunkin' and Hasbro Children's Hospital.
And Dunkin' Donuts is, of course, a sponsor of the parade out here today.
Got some faces coming that we recognize,
Oh,
right?
look at they really are traveling. I thought they were
Liz
joking
Tufts
about
and
being
Chelsea
in
Priest.
Traveling in style over there.
Is that Nicholas Nicky Coy, the Plymouth Coits? That Kenneth Bell.
Leave it to Ken to be filming things as he goes down the road.
He's always
right?
working. He never stops.
That's true. So true. Nice. Nice
There's
shades of
Lizzie.
Nick Coit.
Shelley.
Hello, ladies.
We have to talk to these folks. They're news people. They
Exactly.
won't be shy.
We know
They know which way to adjust the
We've
microphone.
got Ken Bell with a headset
Oh,
on
Ken Bell
for
has the
us.
mic. Okay.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, happy 4th of July to you. It's great to see you up there. What a parade. I
Right?
think this is the biggest crowd I've ever seen here. We've had a great day. Everybody's in a great mood. It's been fantastic.
Getting some shout outs there too, Ken?
Getting some shout outs. Yes, people saying, where's the candy? I said it wasn't in the budget. Next year, let's get the candy in the budget, shall we?
What do you think about the fancy car, Ken?
I said it's not my car, but I'd love to. If they give it to me after the parade, I'm very happy with that.
You got a Corvette and a Camaro. Those
This
are
is
fantastic
something.
cars.
This was my car growing up in the 60s, man. A Stingray.
Yeah, that's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Nick Coit's here. He's been shouting out at people. We're having a great time.
Oh, it's great to see you guys. Enjoy yourselves.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Good to see you.
We want to
See you
thank,
as well.
but Ken, we want to thank Paul Massey too for those
Absolutely.
stylish
There's
rides.
Shelley and Lizzie. Look how
Yes,
pretty.
yes. Hello, ladies.
Gorgeous.
Chelsea
Hello.
was here with me bright and early this morning.
Yes. Also delivering on the forecast.
Yes.
So
we share
Liz
the
and
credit.
Shelley are in a Camaro.
Mhm.
Ken and Nicholas Nicky Coy, the Plymouth Coits, are in the fancy Corvette.
And again, thank you to Paul Massey for those cars.
Cruising in style today.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And with the convertible. And how else can you travel? Other than
Right,
with the convertible?
exactly. Nick Coit, he doesn't have any fun, does he?
No.
Right?
He
I
knows
think
how to have a
he's
good
very
time.
brings the party.
Yeah, he's too calm.
He'll turn it into a sporting event somehow.
Exactly.
He'll start talking with somebody about the Bruins or the Celtics signing Al Horford or something.
Oh,
We'll work it
you
out.
talk about cute kids being on the sidelines. Here's some cute kids coming down the middle of Hope Street. The Bristol Theater Company. They're singing along the way. They've got Seussical the Musical coming up August 4th through the 7th.
It's one of my favorites.
Look at those cute faces. Future stars, everybody. Get some autographs now.
Once a performer, always a performer.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Look at these guys.
Especially when they start at that age.
Well, you have a passion for it. You know you want to do it. Like my sons would be petrified to do anything. They'd have their arms by their side and they'd be looking down.
Oh, no.
These kids are performers. They're having a great
Not
time.
one of them is shying away from the camera.
No. Where's the camera? Point me to the camera. Happy 4th, everyone. Nice to sing along the way as well.
I know, look at them, no microphones.
Oh,
or
the
anything.
Clydesdales. I love the Clydesdales.
Oh, wow. Gorgeous. From Hallamore Corporation in Holbrook,
We're going to
Mass.
let the Clydesdales take us to break. We'll be right back with more live coverage from Bristol. Please stay with us.
From Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back to the 231st 4th of July celebration here in Bristol, Rhode Island. Now we're getting our military members here, so I think we're going to talk here to Rear Admiral Gardner Howell III. How are you today?
Hey, we're doing great here. Thanks very much.
Of course. Now, we've been hearing about this crowd out here. We're saying we think it looks like the biggest crowd yet. What are you thinking of the crowd so far today?
Yeah, it's just absolutely phenomenal. I can't think of a better place to be celebrating the 4th of July, no doubt about it.
And we can hear their cheers, lots of excitement along this route, correct?
Oh, yeah. It's been, we're probably about halfway through it, but it's nonstop. Great day for the country.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here today, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, you bet. Take care.
The Officer Training Command from Naval Station Newport coming through. We heard them singing Anchors Away right before we came back. Maybe we'll get another listen here. As
That's the kind of song that makes my foot move.
Oh, I know. I love it,
Anchors
right?
Away.
Oh, it just feels so patriotic.
Look at this, the sea of white right now. So many.
Oh, wow.
Nice applause and recognition and appreciation for their service to our
We
country.
can get in on that.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Look at all those faces.
Very proud and happy to be here.
Yes. Today's the day, obviously, we celebrate our freedom. And we thank folks like that who defend it for us.
Also pretty interesting here is also the U.S. Navy Bomb Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit coming up. It's pretty interesting to see.
Well, we have the Navy Band coming in next. You
Yes.
can hear them coming down the line, starting their song.
You can also hear the wave of applause as they get closer and closer,
Yes.
and everybody's starting to hear, wanting to cheer them on.
From Newport, Rhode Island.
Directed by Lieutenant Fritz, Gregory Fritz.
Let's listen in.
These men and women perform in more than 300 military ceremonies, recruiting, morale, and retention programs, and community relations events each year.
There's some of the members of the USS Arlington. And if you look out in the harbor, you can see this gigantic ship, the USS Arlington LPD 24. Many of you know this, I'm sure, but for those of you who don't, LPD is landing platform and dock.
The ship recently returned from a 7-month deployment with stops in Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates. It's named in commemoration of the terrorist attack on the Pentagon on 9/11 that killed nearly 200 people. Steel from the Pentagon is actually on display inside the ship that's here in the harbor right now.
And the folks in Bristol very aware, giving them a very nice round of applause.
We should mention, too, that the ship is under the command of Captain Sean R. Bailey.
And we have a standing ovation from most people on the sides.
Yeah, nice touch.
Absolutely.
The people come to this parade every year. They're very savvy, very aware, very smart in recognizing, you know, the wave and the polite wave. And then there's the little extra that they give for the veterans and the current service members who make their way through, folks like this who are serving on the Arlington.
Pretty remarkable.
Very nice standing ovation.
That's what I think of the most amazing things about the Bristol 4th of July parade is really the balance that they strike so perfectly between having fun and the music and then remembrances like this we're seeing.
And the float. That's the USS Wasp CV-18. It's a replica, but it looks like we could take it for a spin.
Yeah, right? It's pretty big.
Looks like it's seaworthy.
It could fit quite a few
I'm
people
sure.
in there.
Let's take it out in the bay.
Pretty big replica.
The World War II aircraft carrier was part of the Essex-class carriers. And here we have a 26-foot U.S. Coast Guard boat.
Can't forget the Coast Guard.
Keeping us
as we
safe on the
recognize
water.
our service members, absolutely.
No doubt lots of people out on the water today enjoying the sunshine.
As soon as the parade is over, they're watching Channel 6, they get on their boat, and they go out because there's still a lot of time left to enjoy the rest of the day.
Here's the Rhode Island National Guard coming up.
And we think about National Guard and the service overseas, but also what they do here in Rhode Island. Anytime, and we know this from all the coverage, anytime there's a nor'easter of some significance, whether it's in the summertime or in the wintertime with snow and rain or whatever, they're there to help make sure National Grid can get to where it needs to get to and make sure that everyone is safe as well. So the service is here abroad as well.
And
Thank you so much.
We're just in West Virginia with the flooding. They go everywhere.
Wherever they're
help out
needed,
wherever
the call
needed.
comes in, it's time to go.
Yep.
And they're trained and ready to go. They're training. I talk with National Guard members over the years, and the training that they do, they're ready to go like that.
Yep.
And in any situation, too, as you mentioned, the hurricanes, snow, a blizzard, flooding, whatever it is, they know how to handle it, and they're ready to go.
So we want to remember these faces as well and say a big thank you.
Do their normal job,
All
regular
these men and
job,
women.
and then they go in on weekends and for training and then for service months at a time in some cases.
Getting lots of waves from the crowd.
Very selfless in the service, not only to Rhode Island, but obviously to our country as well. Thank you very much. Again, Bristol recognizing the sacrifice, paying tribute with standing ovation as they make their way through.
We've got another band coming up.
This is Christina's friend here.
Yeah.
The Royal Bahamian Defense Force Band from Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh, yes.
Kind of sort of feels like the Bahamas today, I would
Yeah, a
think.
little
It's
tropical.
gorgeous. This is what they like.
They're right at home.
Bahamians.
These guys had so much fun last year. They came back for more, right?
Oh, yeah. They're just incredible.
Let's listen in.
Typical band. They have that military structure to them. They're learning so many life lessons along with their music.
They're under the direction of Lieutenant Delvon Duncombe. and Chief Petty Officer Duran Lewis.
Yes, and very proud of all of his kids.
I want to mention the Blue Star Moms.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty remarkable group of women. They meet the second Tuesday of the month in Warwick. They help worried parents deal with the stresses of having a child in the military.
Huge service there.
Women who've been there, women who know what they're going through, they really support one another.
Absolutely vital service there. Right now, we're going to head to a break. We'll be right back.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July Parade
on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving right through the parade today. We are heading into the militia division, and we're joined right now by Colonel Raymond B. Murray. He is the division marshal. Carl, thanks so much for joining us.
Another beautiful day to be in Bristol.
Oh, definitely. How's the experience been so far?
Great crowd, great weather. If you're not here today, you're missing it.
That's a good point. Short and sweet right there.
That's it.
How's the reaction been from the crowd?
It's a great day today. Lots of folks, great reaction. Everyone's having a good time. That's what it's all about.
All right. Well, you know, a lot of folks are looking forward to seeing all those people behind you, too, so we're going to let you keep moving.
I am ready to move.
All right. Round them up. Let's go on the march.
Thank you, Colonel.
We appreciate the time.
That was one of the many militia units of Rhode Island used in the Revolutionary War. The 1770s. And again, this is 1785. We started doing this in Bristol. Just like that, right on cue.
I'm glad you were talking for that.
Right on cue. That there would be patriotic exercises from Reverend Henry Wright back in 1785, and that started what we now enjoy today, 231 years later. Reverend Wright was in the Revolutionary War himself, and I believe he gave 51. Led 51 services.
Of the patriotic exercises?
I really do.
Wow,
It's an unbelievable number. And that and the folks like him are so instrumental in making it to where we are today. Not that you take it for granted, certainly, but think of what they had to overcome. And yet, they've done it all these years, recognizing our nation's independence. America's most patriotic town, from the red, white, and blue down the middle of Hope and High Streets, to the bunting, to the flags.
I love the costume, too.
Yep.
That's just it, right? The parade has evolved so much over the years, but seeing this traditional, it brings back the history, right?
It's the Bristol County Fife and Drum. Let's listen in. My wife and kids.
It's like I recognize her.
The Fife and Drums, 25 members under the direction of Janae Evans.
Sounded very good. The Fife and Drum. I love the Fife and Drum. The little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's not very good imitation, but you get the idea.
We'll let them do that.
We'll let it go. Yeah. We'll let it go.
Leave it to the professionals.
There's the Elks float.
They just say that they're so humble to be able to perform for everybody today. How nice.
And we appreciate them being here as well.
Sorry, John, you mentioned these are the Elks coming through.
Yes.
Bristol County Elks Lodge.
All about volunteerism with the Elks as well. – 20 people on that float.
They're chaired by Bill and Karen Westcott with a group of enthusiastic fellow Elks Lodge members. Their float represents charity, veterans, and the Turkey Roll Committee, which fed over 700 families at Thanksgiving last year. Great service to the community as well.
And we talked about it a little bit before we got started during a 10 o'clock hour, but everything about this is all service and volunteerism, whether it's the Hattie Brown winner, the Chief Marshal, or the 4th of July Committee itself. It's a volunteer organization that puts all this through, and think about the time and effort that they put in to make this what it is. This doesn't just come together in 20 minutes.
Year-round. Tomorrow they will start working on next year's
They get going right away.
Right.
We have to mention this fire truck here.
Yes.
It's a 1987 Mack fire truck. from Darren Gallagher. You got to mention, because these are privately owned.
Exactly.
So these are folks who loan it out for the parade and really
coming
help.
out, right, wanting to be a
make the
part of it.
experience.
Exactly.
Little kids love that.
They
Big
do.
kids love it.
That's a, yeah, you hear them keep
Do you
pulling
think
the
next year I
horn.
could ride on that?
Kids love that.
If I put in my request now.
You want to ride in a fire
Yeah,
truck?
I love fire trucks.
Maybe,
Absolutely.
maybe not right now.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
next
maybe
year.
next year. I can hold the baby and do it, right?
Yes.
There you go.
It'll be fun.
They would love that. You can't say no to a baby.
Yeah. I figure I'm in good company, by the way, 6 weeks away from delivery, but I figure there are enough fire and police officers
you are
and
perfect.
emergency
If there's one
personnel here
place-
that if anything happens,
Knock on wood.
we're good. We're covered, right?
We know that. But yes, nothing's going to happen. Oh,
Just in case. Who's honking for our attention now? Let's see.
I think
Who's
it's the
coming up?
Kentish Guards fife and drum
Oh,
from East Greenwich.
I think it's another boom, John.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Kids, get your earplugs.
Oh, I think we have a big boom coming up here.
All right, the dogs aren't going to like this, and the
No,
little ones aren't going
we
to like
have
it.
the little kids blocking their ears, and that's probably smart right now. I think we have a little cannon that's going to go off, it looks
The little
like.
cannon makes a big sound. Let's check it out.
If I jump, John, I'm sorry. Because even
You
though
get
you're
one.
prepared for it.
You get one jump an hour, Christina.
I can see my daughter covering her ears already in
Uh-oh.
anticipation.
We see a lot of
They're
little
getting it
kids
ready.
here around
They're getting
us.
it ready.
Nope, that wasn't it. That was something else.
Oh, they have some trouble.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I jumped the gun. Did you get that? I jumped the gun.
I like that. That was nice.
Kentish
John. I
Guards
see
are
what you did
coming up
there.
soon. This is the artillery.
Yep.
See, now I'm really going to jump because we've been waiting for it. It's going to catch us off guard now. I know, exactly. The anticipation is killing me
No,
here.
they're almost out of the shot of our cameras.
Well, we'll hear them. Either way, we'll
I
hear
know,
them.
it's a good point.
They'll compete with the
And
Kentish Guard
scream
fife
that
and drum from
follows.
East
As
Greenwich.
soon as we're not expecting it anymore, then it's going to happen. These are the ones you were very excited
yes,
for.
Formed in 1774. They're led by John Buzzy. Back in the day, they had 2 fifers and 2 drummers, and by back in the day, I mean 1774.
Way back in the
way,
day.
way back in the day.
Under the direction of John Buzzy.
Traditional fife and drum. They've got them all. You got a request? Give me a traditional fife and drum song. Kentish Guards have got you covered.
Your favorite traditional fife and drum
Whatever
song.
it is, they've got it for you.
And how about this? This is the Revolutionary Era Kids themed ship with puppets. So after the kids cry from
The puppets will make them smile.
Trying to make them feel a little better here.
Doreen, new to the parade this year?
I think so. I don't remember this from years past. Yeah, it's a 15-foot replica of a ship with a freestanding mast.
6 puppets popping through the portholes there.
Have to recognize the people inside there.
You have to bring the smiles back to the kids that are too scared.
After you're doing this,
Yeah,
then the smile comes out, the arms drop down.
Exactly.
They were smart at least to cover their ears for that
Right.
portion.
You have to give the kids some heads up that that's coming.
And the
right?
doggies, too. I still think about the dogs.
Oh, I know. I know.
The doggies don't like the sound. I love this shot. Well, how much more
Cool
patriotic can you
angle
get
here
than that?
Of the Patuxent Rangers
Very
coming
nice.
up, directed by Colonel Ron Barnes.
Making their way down the red, white, and blue line.
I'm sure these folks are in the Gatsby Days parade in Patuxent. This is where they hail from. They've been around since back in the day as well, 1774.
Busy couple of weeks for these guys.
Yes.
Oh no, I think we're missing the guns on this one.
Okay, that's all right. The Gatsby Days parades, the 4th of July parade, those are all things that are signs of summer. And if you're a Rhode Islander, you make your way to either one of those or both of those at some point in your life.
Exactly.
And they make their way. Past 30 years, they've been coming to this parade and performing in it.
So much of this is tradition, Christina, for the folks coming, but also for the people who take part.
Absolutely.
It's like
Coming year after year.
And part of it, I think, for the bands, you talk to the band members over the years, and why do you come back? because they can go anywhere they want. Their parade's like this, not like this exactly, but you know what I mean, on the Independence Day and the celebration of July 4th. But they come back to Bristol because of the reception they get. As much as they give and everyone loves it and applauds and everything else, they receive so much from people on this 2.5-mile route.
Well, we've talked to a couple people today already about the energy from the crowd that they get, as you said, giving it right back to them. Just so excited and proud to have them here.
These are the historic New England boats.
Yes, some mini floats.
Miss Cerrone do a story on this? I think she did.
These were the little cars, right, that were turned into replicas of ships. So she took, those little kiddie cars.
They're constructed
Little
over
fire
power
trucks.
wheels, guys. Power wheels.
Oh,
The
that's
base,
cool.
the power, and the frame are from the power woods and power wheels, and they used wood to make the support skeletal system. And some cardboard.
The
little
USS
bit of
John F.
paint.
Kennedy.
How cool is that?
Nice job there.
Yeah, she did a really great job because, as you mentioned, our
Anna Thompson.
did the story.
Anna Thompson, the artist, created those. Fantastic job, Anna.
How fun.
Wonderful.
We're taking a look at the Sailing Masters of 1812 from Essex, Connecticut. They're back for the first time in 20 years under the direction of Mark Chiaramonte.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
ABC6's live coverage on the 4th of July. I'm so glad you could join us and spend part of your 4th of July with us before you start going to the cookouts, enjoying the beach, or whatever it is you decide to do on this holiday. We certainly appreciate your time and spending with us. We are in the Veterans Division now. We want to check in with President of the Bristol Veterans Council, Louis Francis. Happy 4th of July, Louis.
Happy 4th of July to you.
How's your walk been?
It's been a little warm, but great, nice and clear. The people are wonderful, as usual in Bristol. They love it.
We're noticing a really extra loud applause anytime service members come by. We haven't seen the veterans yet. Obviously, you're leading that division, but the response you've been getting so far has been what?
Absolutely crazy. Everybody's a patriot. They love it. Bristol's America. America loves veterans, and we thank all of them.
We certainly
for
do.
being with us.
We certainly do. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by, and enjoy the rest of your walk.
I will.
Through
Thank
Hope
you.
and High Streets. Thank you so
Have
much.
a happy 4th of July.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Well, this is where you see the applause really start to pick up with the Veterans Division and people from foreign wars. And
This is a really moving division, too.
it is. It really is. And so much. We saw the service members from the Navy, from the Arlington coming by, and the National Guard, Rhode Island National Guard coming by. But I think there's an extra loud applause, if you will. Hands put together and people standing up as they did before to recognize the sacrifice for the freedoms that we have and the people who defend it. And I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Thank you so much for everyone who has made an ultimate sacrifice, obviously, but for those who continue to serve and have served our country over the years. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So we have the Veterans of Foreign Wars State Commander coming through, and now we also have the Iwo Jima veterans and Jerry Mendonca.
There he is.
You know who this guy
The
is.
kiss seen around the world.
Right? And he's right here.
I love that shot.
Right behind us. Look at him. He's so sweet. He wants to be here every year.
And we appreciate him coming.
Going down the street.
Just an icon.
On Life
Pretty
magazine, The Kiss is all you have to say. And survivors of Iwo Jima as well. Well, what an honor it is to have you here, sir. Thank you.
You can see people coming up from where they were standing on the sidelines or sitting on sidelines and shaking these people's hands, just wanting to say thank you, a special thank you, not just waving and cheering from the side, but really having that personal touch and going up and giving them that personal thank you.
That's a great point, Christina. People feel motivated to want to reach out and touch them and just to say thank you because they're so appreciative of the service. And, whether it's Mr. Mendonca or the gentleman we just saw come by, Rhode Island Iwo Jima survivor, our veteran.
And what they've seen, right? And what they've accomplished. And it's just remarkable. It really is.
sit down and talk to them, the stories that you will hear.
You almost see
Well, they
the
won't talk,
parents
so many
telling
of
the
them-
kids a little bit, this
Yep.
is what they're here for, this is why we are here.
And that's why you have to love seeing little ones like that come out, because even if they don't totally understand, hey, it's red, white, and blue, it's fun, it's cotton candy and cold drinks, but also I get to see, Mommy, why and Daddy, why are they clapping for these folks a little bit more? You get to explain, well, these are the folks who make sure we have the liberties that we have in our nation today.
And just having it as they're growing up, once they do get a bit older, they'll have so much more of an appreciation for it.
Very
Tomb
true.
of the Unknown Soldier.
This is sponsored by the Private Joseph Francis Post 486. It's handmade by Antonio Taylor, Dennis Lawton, and Jeff Robinson, 2 Marines
But it's really
and a
well
member
done.
of the Army.
Look at the detail on
They
that.
spent so much time on it. They began last year on Memorial Day and then finished one day before Veterans Day. I mean,
Wow.
perfect timing. But you can tell that they put so much work in just the details of that float there.
And special thanks to Home Depot for donating over $7,000 in materials to make that look as good as it is. Thank you.
Yeah, you can tell the effort that went into that. I mean, the detail, incredible.
Exquisite
Very
detail.
well done.
I think I hear the Crossmen.
Yep, they're coming. We've got a few other veterans coming by us first, I think. You can hear them coming.
The cheers that you hear from the crowd.
People really do appreciate it, and this is the day to
Thank you.
show your appreciation. You know, I'd like to think that you think about it all the time, 365 days of the year. I'm not sure that that's realistic, but certainly on one day a year, you want to, at the very least, say thank you and the appreciation and tip of the cap.
Right. And there's something to be said, too, because even if we individually can recognize it, even if you did do it every day, having this many people come together and cheering for them is just such a very special moment for each and every one of them.
And to assemble them all here in Bristol for this day as well, right?
It's a huge undertaking. And it's part of what we talked about with the 4th of July committee to organize all of this, to make sure that the vets are here, that they have a ride here, they're going to be able to get here, how they're getting home, organizing everything beforehand. We get to see the finished product, but so much goes on prior to this point, obviously, but also in the execution of it today. Now here's the Crossmen. Drum Corps from San Antonio.
We got to listen to these guys. Some talent right here. 150 members.
You heard them coming.
See that?
Wow. Those guys are having fun.
Yes.
Right?
You know, we talk about the work that goes into organize this entire event, but think of the bands that we've been talking about, 130 members, 140, 150 in that last group. Can you imagine moving that many high school students across the country and then getting them all here in hotels, all that? So they all put in quite a bit of work just to come out here as well.
And it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. You can tell how fantastic they are. Now, I know from the 80s, high school time. Is that Toto? Africa?
Yes.
Yes. Africa.
Nice, John. Very
Thank you.
nice.
Thank
Coming
you.
through in the clutch.
I wasn't jamming Johnny D for no reason. Come on.
Here's a big winner right here, guys.
Johnny D.
This one got
love it.
Best in Parade, this float right here.
The Veterans Memorial. America stands behind you.
Obviously, you can see the Statue of Liberty there. But also, this is a replica of the memorial that's in downtown Providence, the Veterans Memorial. Downtown Bristol, excuse me.
beautiful.
Absolutely. You can
beautiful.
tell why it got best. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The Statue of Liberty there on the back.
With their hand on the shoulder of a little girl looking at the memorial.
You know, you're talking about moving. Wow. Wow.
I know a lot of progress is being made in the Veterans Home in Bristol. I know that was a huge undertaking for so many years to make sure that they took care of the veterans with a first-class facility, which they obviously deserve, and progress is being made on that. Leia Claire
Yep.
from Quebec.
With a band coming through.
See, we get them not only from across the country, but outside of the country as well.
That's right.
All the way from Canada.
Passports needed for these folks.
Under the direction of Pierre Raymond, 35 members. I always like the talent of the flag corps too, right?
That's skill right there.
It is, keeping that precision.
They're loving this weather today, too, because they have a slight breeze to keep it flying, but it's not, you know, whipping around in their face or anything.
So true.
Veterans here.
One of their main objectives is to organize, promote, and maintain for benevolent and charitable purposes an association of persons who have seen honorable service during the Korean War at any time between June 25th, 1950 and January 31st, 1955.
You know, we're talking about enjoying the cool weather or the breeze that comes by. I've had the good fortune of riding in this parade a few times. When you get to the spots that are open, the breeze comes by, but there are plenty of spots where people are jammed in there and there's no breeze coming through. It gets a little hot. A little hot.
The Korean American Association ladies coming by here.
There we go, carrying the American flag.
Thank you, ladies.
Beautifully blowing in the wind there.
Beautiful flag.
Looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Yeah,
All
it
those
does.
bright colors.
I was going to say, I love their bright outfits, right? Beautiful.
Really beautiful. More veterans coming through. Can hear the applause for them. And in some cases,
They're
they're
the Korean
loving
War
it.
veterans.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yes, thumbs up, sir. Absolutely.
Pretty special.
Thank you.
As Christina had mentioned, people feeling motivated to get out from their seat or from their standing spot, make their way off the curb and run up and shake someone's hand.
We're seeing a replica of the submarine USS Providence.
That looks really good, too. Stealth-like. So it makes its way through Hope and then gets down to High Street, takes the left, comes back up to the town common. Just follow the red, white, and blue. Can't get lost in Bristol. That's the old joke.
That's true.
On the 4th of
It's
July,
true.
you know exactly where you are. If you
These
see
are
red, white, and blue, you're one of two spots.
some submarine veterans coming by here from World War II through the Cold War. Give them a ride. I think they deserve a ride, don't you?
The John F. Kennedy marching unit there, the project.
We're trying to make a memorial site in Newport. Bring some attention to that as well.
That seems like a perfect spot for that. You talk about a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a natural fit. There's good fit and the natural fit. That
Yeah.
checks both boxes.
Exactly.
Happy 4th.
Happy
Same
4th.
to you. Yeah.
Happy 4th.
Christina's
I'm
making
the new
friends.
one.
The new fan. Somebody said you're the new one.
New one.
Yes, she is.
See, Christina, it's so welcoming
As part of the
here.
aircraft carrier there, you can see the
Yeah.
John F. Kennedy project. Very nice. And this is another thing the kids love to see. The little kids and the big kids, the replicas.
Yes.
If you're a kid at one time, you made a model of something. And maybe it was a ship or a plane or a sub. But I was just thinking, what a great spot to have something like that in Newport.
Mhm.
There's so much to do anyway, and such a beautiful spot. People from all over the world come to Newport, especially in the summertime. I think it was voted one of the best places to visit in the month of July.
Right,
Newport got that
exactly.
spot. That's a huge designation, and literally all over the world.
You can just add it to the list of things to do while you're there,
And
right?
when you're in Newport, stop by Bristol as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Might have to extend
Not
the trip
far.
a bit to stay an extra day. Because there's so much to do out there. Oh, look at this little dog we have on the side of the ship here.
Oh.
What a cutie.
They're far enough behind those cannons and muskets.
Yes. You don't want him jumping ship. He's got his perfect little perch right
There he
there.
is.
Look
Yeah.
at him.
Very cute.
He's very excited to see the crowd.
Is that a Pomeranian?
I'm
Is
not
that a
sure.
Pomeranian?
But that guy knew how to get extra applause, right?
Yes, exactly. Right. Have a cute
Good
dog with
boy.
you.
Exactly. Very nice.
I think it might be a trimmed Pomeranian.
Maybe, yeah.
Little haircut before the big day.
Yeah.
This is a
Look at
Williams
this.
Korean war jet.
Wow.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
Mhm.
John Glenn and Ted Williams. Two American heroes flew together.
Mhm.
Did I ever tell you my John Glenn story? Got a chance to meet him at Brown University years ago when he came.
Very cool.
He was an honored guest at one of the graduation ceremonies. Got a chance to spend 5 minutes with John Glenn, and he told me he and Ted Williams flew flights together
Wow.
in Korea.
Wow.
Very cool.
Incredible.
Here we have coming down the Portuguese independent band from Bristol. Now the band leader is Dennis Raposa. Get this, he's been a member of the band for 49 years.
Wow.
49 years. What commitment. And talk about knowing the band and the music inside and out. Probably has seen other members come and go over the years. Wow.
The Vietnam Veterans of America passing by.
I would anticipate a big applause for them, another standing ovation, I would think. As soon as people realize who's marching, they see the
Right.
banner,
Yep.
and they recognize and want to pay their respects and say thank you. I would imagine people will be coming out of the sidewalk here to come and greet folks who served in Vietnam.
The Vietnam Veterans of America is the only national organization exclusively dedicated to Vietnam-era veterans and their families.
And that beautiful memorial there.
You hear that? People yelling, thank you.
Going to take a pause and find ourselves with spectators right there. There's a little moment of silence. Salute from the Vietnam veterans as people get a chance to look at the wall and look at them. And now here's the applause we were talking about for the vets.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming today.
How many people got up out of their seats, right?
It is amazing, like as you said, as soon as they realize what group is coming in and the huge cheers that they get.
Veterans on board. That's what the other side says.
These are some donors and sponsors for the Vietnam veterans. Of course, always important to have that support system there for them as well. Getting them out here to events like this.
I hear the motorcycles coming through
You know
tonight.
who's
part of the
coming,
Vietnam
right?
vets. I was behind these folks on the way in today. You talk about an escort into
Yeah,
Bristol.
right?
I
Move
made great
aside.
time coming down to Bristol getting behind these guys.
The Rolling Thunder.
If you like the sound of an engine accelerating, this is it right here, and the revving of the engine.
There you go. Giving us a couple revs there.
More from the Rolling Thunder here.
Never to be
coming
forgotten.
by.
You can see the prisoner of war. MIA's missing in action, but the prisoner of war as well. All represented here, part of the Rolling Thunder display as they make their way through Hope Street in Bristol. That makes an impact. You talk about little kids when they see that. Why is the man in the cage, and why is it bamboo, and what's going on there? And then it's an opportunity for a conversation. Talk about Vietnam and talk about service, and they were captured. Some of them never made it back. Some of them we don't know what happened to them, MIAs.
Right. It provides that opportunity. Again, it just brings it up so that, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, grown-ups can explain to the kids.
This is why
really
we can
about
have
why we're
this
here
fun today.
Exactly. The
And
CBs.
the CBs. Out of Davisville. They're the construction battalions of the United States Navy. You talk about a big job. That's a lot of responsibility to do what they do. They make sure everything works and it's ready to go. The construction battalion.
And who you're seeing right here. Yep.
Wow. This man is 103 years old.
World War II veteran. I wasn't sure if we're going to see any World War II veterans today. Thank you, Mr.
Here we go. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Bill.
much for being here.
Incredible.
Bill Grimshaw, World War II veteran, 103.
Incredible.
Right, and still coming out here and wanting to be a part of it and taking all of this in.
I think many times, Christina, the vets who are still with us, they feel an obligation so that they can recognize their friends and comrades who aren't with us anymore, whether they died in battle or they died since leaving the war. But they feel an obligation.
So true. So
and
true.
want people to remember because it's such a motivation for them. Unfortunately, I think Justice Flanders had talked about this in the patriotic exercises, patriotism and how hard it is to be a patriotic person right now and so much negativity. And I think you see this with the veterans. They feel obligated. They want to come out. The Jewish war veterans making their way through now. But they feel a responsibility.
Right. They represent so much more than that. Yep.
We find ourselves, we forget for a moment or two that we're on TV, and we find ourselves turning to watch. We get caught up in it as well.
It's amazing.
I take a brief moment to thank some of our sponsors here. Cardi Brothers, thank you so much for this fantastic desk. Corey Brothers for giving us this gorgeous set. Jana Landscaping, all beautiful flowers.
Gorgeous
Not just two
flowers.
beautiful girls I'm sitting with, also beautiful flowers as well. Thank you, Jana Landscaping. Also Dunkin' Donuts as well. You can see the mugs here.
For a little refreshment.
A little refreshment.
Yeah, or it could hold down your paper too. A little.
Oh, there you go.
We can do that.
Right?
We can do that.
Because we're getting that nice breeze coming in once in a while.
It's so
Every
nice,
once in a while,
isn't
just
it?
a little natural fan comes through.
One of the great parts about Bristol being right here on the harbor, right?
Well, it is the best spot.
Yes,
I
it's
really,
the spot right here. Hope and Church, right by the waterfront.
We have another band coming our way. Let's see who's behind us now.
Hastings
It is-
Raiders.
Yep, from Hastings, Minnesota, with 80 members.
Another Minnesota band. All the way from Minnesota.
They've been competing for 24 years. These Hastings High School Raiders.
Just incredible. Thank you, Hastings High School Raiders, a marching band. We'll be back with so much more to come right after this. Stay with us.
This special ABC6 presentation is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Avalon Medical Spa, and Lawrence Air Systems.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July parade
on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back to the 231st Bristol 4th of July Parade. We were talking about all of the service aspects of this. And of course, civilians are included in that, people who dedicate their lives every day to helping in the community.
Joining us is the Division Marshal from the Civil Division, Warren Rensenhausen. A grand night. Hello, how's it going so far?
Great. How about you guys?
We're doing great. We've got a seat. You've been walking so far. How's the reaction been?
Reaction's been great as always. You know, this is my third time doing this as grand night, and the crowds are always wonderful over here and respective, and I appreciate the volunteerism, and it's no better place than Bristol as far as the spirit of volunteerism. So.
Warren, it seems like you're moving along at a pretty good pace.
Yeah, we are. I was surprised because usually we finish around 2 o'clock, and we're way ahead of that schedule, thankfully.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Any special moments today?
You know, just marching again is great. So yeah, it's always nice walking in the parade, but in your hometown, it's even better.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Warren.
Warren, thank you for your time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
And we've got the Rhode Island State Council, Knights of Columbus, and state officers. There are, of course, knights found in each of the United States and around the world. We recognize them, of course.
And recognize the ship coming down the way here. The Santa Maria and the founding of America.
I got a good look at that.
No kidding.
How do you get a ride on that?
Right. Well, they're all family members of
Very
the
nice.
Knights of Columbus.
There.
Comfortable chairs, a must.
Now, this float is actually the base of an old camping trailer.
Really?
Oh,
Can you
cool.
believe
That's a
it?
good
How
idea.
perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Smart idea.
Very smart.
Happy 4th, guys.
See the portholes there? Very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent idea.
That's a good way to ride. I like that.
You know, look at the chairs in there and everything. They've got a comfy ride.
Happy 4th to you.
Happy 4th.
So neat. What a really cool float that is.
I know. And it's such a great idea to repurpose an old camping trailer. And it
Nothing
just,
goes
it
to
worked
waste.
perfectly.
Christina will use it all.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, another band coming up here. This is Our Lady of Light Band, established in 1969 by Portuguese immigrants.
They're from Fall River.
Yeah, the band director, Manny Canito.
And quite the range of band members as well, ages 12 to 65.
Wow.
Wonderful. They played on ABC's Good Morning America as well.
They have. They've even played for President Clinton. Big thanks to Our Lady of Light Band.
Yes, and Falun Dafa. Year after year, Falun Dafa is a part of the Bristol 4th of July celebration. They make it a point.
They do. On their float are large, colorful lotus flowers with people dressed as celestial maidens in the middle. The lotus flowers are to symbolize purity, perseverance, and peace.
They're thankful for their religious freedoms that they have in the United States, which is why they want to be a part of the longest continuous 4th of July celebration.
Right, makes perfect sense.
Excuse me, sir, I'm talking here. These people don't want. Can't talk about Falun Dafa.
We're talking about you.
Yes.
And if you don't know what Falun Dafa is, it's the traditional Chinese practice for improving the mind, body, and spirit. But as you said, wanting to celebrate independence, this is the perfect day to do it, perfect place to do it. enjoying the freedoms that America.
Religious freedoms, political freedoms, freedom of speech. To all the men and women who have served and continue to serve, thank you. It's a nice little moment for us to recognize you and your sacrifices.
We have some pretty great fire trucks coming through here.
It's always fun to look at the fire trucks.
So this is a 1987 Mack C600 antique fire apparatus. Thank you to George Gemp for helping us have this be a part of the 4th celebration here. We also have a 1975 Maxim pumper that's coming. And a 1957 Ward LaFrance fire truck. I want to say thanks to Donald Roberts and Richard Ketta for allowing these to be in the parade as well.
Yeah, this last one coming, the 1957. Talk about an antique
I
fire
love it.
truck.
You can see the evolution of the truck as it goes along,
yeah.
too.
How it's
Really
developed.
It's changed.
You can tell the pride they take in their ownership,
Oh, they're
too.
spotless,
Look how
too.
It's
I
perfect.
mean, just the shine
Yeah.
is so impressive.
Coming up behind this last fire truck, we have the American Red Cross. Thank you so much for all the work that they do on a daily basis. We were talking about, the National Guard going out and responding to crises around the nation. Same thing with the American Red Cross, helping us here in Rhode Island and also responding out as well.
When people need them the most, there they are.
Some dedicated folks right there. Pretty amazing.
As the fire truck moves along, I hear more 80s music,
Right.
Lorraine.
I think that's a little trend here today, John.
I think it is, too. Dance expressions.
Yeah.
So from Dancers of America.
They're burning some calories today, I think.
Oh, yeah. This is another thing people look forward to seeing, right?
I think this is Kim Wilde from the 80s.
I'm not sure.
Kids in America.
Look at the energy these young ladies have still.
Right. And you have to remember, too, we're not at the beginning of the parade.
No,
They've been doing this for a while now.
I like the guys driving the van that's playing the music, too. Sitting there, you can see the AC blasting. It's blowing through their hair. Meanwhile, the young ladies are behind them dancing up a storm, getting the crowd
They're
going.
young.
They're having a good time, though, huh?
And
They
Shannon
practice for
Mahoney.
this kind of thing. Yeah.
Shannon Mahoney is their director. She's dancing right along with them, too. So she's, good sport doing it with them.
Perfect. Christina, we've got to get those shorts for next year. Little red, white, and blue stars.
Can I get some, too? Would that be all right if
Sure.
my pen just took off? That's okay.
Hey, we're behind
All
the desk. It's fine. We don't show anything. It'd be cooler.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is an absolutely gorgeous day
It
here. in
is. We
Bristol. You
can't
can't
complain.
say it often enough today.
No.
Right?
No.
Oh,
I would love to know, and of course we will never know for sure, but just the number of spectators here, obviously in the tens of thousands, probably close to 100,000, if not more, throughout the 2.5-mile route. And you look back, you're seeing us at Hope and Church, but if you've ever been to the parade, and again, I've had the opportunity to ride in it, as you get deep down Hope and you go back up High Street, they're packed in there down by the Lobster Pot.
Sure.
And as you make the turn left up to the town common on High Street, but the number of people that jammed onto these front lawns, because it's an event. Everybody's going to somebody's house, having a party. Happy 4th of July.
it pays to know somebody in Bristol who lives on Hope Street or nearby.
No strangers on the 4th of July.
Yeah, right? My cousin's sister's friend's uncle's neighbor
Said I could
lives
come
in
by.
Bristol, and they said I could come here. This is the Saints Brigade, guys. Another one of our drum corps today with 80 members. This is their 4th year in a row participating in the 4th of July parade.
And the director is Frank Barcella. Let's listen in.
They were in the beginning.
rushing in. And not only are they going to be performing here, but also this year's Macy's Day Parade.
Very cool. Have to watch out for them.
Yeah, so when you're watching the Macy's Day Parade, you can say, I know them.
Exactly.
Basically,
I saw
right?
them.
If they came to Bristol, you know them. As we said, we're all friends here. So if you saw them in the parade, you officially know them now.
Right. And now they can say, too, I know a guy.
Yes.
A pause is getting down.
We know this guy, too.
He was dancing to the music.
Nice.
Pause is
Pause had some moves.
He's busting a move,
There's
Pause.
socks coming up a little bit behind him. Or ahead of him, sorry.
Boy Scout Troop 55 from Riverside. Hello, hello.
Some future leaders there, no doubt, right?
No question.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's what the Boy Scouts are all about.
I like the leader in the back spraying them with a bottle of water.
Smart.
Very smart. Hey, it's survival skills, right?
Right,
guys?
exactly. Putting them to good use.
Happy 4th to you.
We thank the troop from Riverside for coming by. Looks like they're having a blast.
Another float there.
What do you think? We're about the halfway point, maybe a little more along the
Halfway?
route. Are we, no,
the
in terms of the route
I was
itself.
Say, we're actually, the parade's moving along.
At our spot at Hope and Church, so they've experienced some of it
Yeah,
as the crowd goes along.
I've actually never done the whole route, John. I've always been pretty well perched up here.
Yes. But it's a fun time. It really is.
Yeah.
Be nice if we could take a camera into the weeds, if you will, and to show people as they go along this whole route, because you can really get the amount of people that are packed into the spots. We're in a great spot because we're on the four corners here. Everybody's kind of spread out and giving room to perform for the bands that come through and the drum chorus and the dancers.
Oh, look at this.
Rancho Folklorico.
They're here year after year, very loyal
really
to the parade.
Focusing on preserving Portuguese tradition and culture. About 50 members between the ages of 5 and 70. You want to talk about keeping up a pace? Check out these guys dancing through. You gotta love even the little ones in the front.
Right. Those instruments. Wow. Very neat.
So cool. Hey, this next float, I guess, coming down is Donna Lang's 28-foot sailboat. Donna sailed around the world alone. She was out of the water for 9 months.
Unbelievable. She just got back, too.
Yeah,
from this
pretty incredible. Take a look at the size of that boat. I mean, that's a good-sized boat, but alone by yourself around the world, wow.
But to be stuck on for 9 months, I don't know.
Pretty remarkable.
It is.
Is that Donna singing?
Wow.
How about that?
That is
Sails around the world twice, 9 months on the water, and then stops and sings God Bless
Pretty
America.
incredible. Maybe that's how she passed the time out of the water.
Start singing?
Singing a few songs.
You better know a few songs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time. 28-foot sailboat. So it was a spiritual journey for her as she made the trip around. That's
Imagine
impressive.
there's a lot of time to think when you're out there like
There's
that,
the
right?
love bug.
Hey, Herbie.
Herbie the Love Bug. You guys are too young for this movie, but I remember watching that movie. I think it was a Disney movie back And the day when I was a kid.
Now we've got the Fairmont Cardinals Marching Band from Fairmont, Minnesota. 145 members here, guys. This is a big crew coming through.
The group we mentioned was on day 8 of their 10-day tour.
Wow.
All right. They're going to play us out to our break. We'll be back with, well, we're coming to the end, so not much more, but we'll be back with more.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back to Bristol and ABC6's live coverage of the 231st Bristol 4th of July celebration. What a fantastic day to celebrate our nation's independence at Hope and Church. We're so glad you could be with us today.
Taking a look at the Shrine Oriental Band of Rhode Island coming by.
We've seen the drum corps.
Yep.
We've had 2 or 3 from Minnesota.
Yep.
Bands and or drum corps. And we had the Portuguese band come through. We've had the Shriners just come through.
Yep. Here they
the
come
little
by.
cars.
Cranston, happy 4th.
I love the mini
when my
cars.
kids were little,
Oh.
they loved those little cars. They just think that was the coolest thing, just to
It's
hop.
so cool.
That
We've
looks
got
like fun.
The Monroe Dairy Truck.
Look at that.
Coming through. Talk about some cramped quarters.
The milk truck.
How does he fit in
Flexible
there?
legs.
And the Monroe Dairy Band. The Marching Milkmen.
The Marching Milk Band. There it is.
Anybody have any cookies?
No.
I could go for a glass of chocolate milk right now. Now that you
Ooh,
mention
that
it there,
sounds
Rain.
yummy.
Oh, they got their drinks.
How's that for product placement?
Right?
It's a nice
Even
little
the
beat.
Church and Hope signs are dancing.
Saw a little of Ernie's Karate Academy passing by us as well. So we have a 1981 Grumman Duplex Fire Truck, number 4, from Brian Nicastro passing by us.
These are the 70s and 80s being represented
Right.
here. We've seen a nice range from the 50s all the way up to the 80s to see the evolution of fire trucks. And it's also a big part of this parade because it's the military, civic, and firemen's parade, which is the inclusion of so many fire trucks and firefighters who are part of this.
So we've also got a 1983 Maxim pumper from David Vieira and a 1973 Maxim ladder truck, also from David Vieira.
There's Ernie's American Karate Academy.
Yeah.
Showing their pride in Bristol today. Oh, we even got a kick. Reverse spin kick. Very nice.
Kids love hearing the fire truck sirens and then them honking their horns. They just love it. You can see some of the kids asking them to honk their horns. And they're happy to oblige.
So 2 big days here in Bristol, the 4th of July and Christmas.
Yes.
The Bristol Christmas Festival Committee coming by. And Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is here.
In a Hawaiian shirt, no less.
Well, it's a little warm for his traditional suit, I think.
Sure,
As
sure.
beautiful as it is.
And then, man, oh man, guys, say it ain't so.
Mr. Potato Head.
We
How
know what
is
that
it time
means.
for Mr. Potato Head already?
Did you shoot one of your promos with Mr. Potato
I
Head?
did.
Yes.
Your good friend, well, my round belly looks a lot like him
Oh.
these days.
How's he to work with, Mr. Potato Head?
He's got a little high maintenance.
Little diva?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is he a little
bit.
quiet?
No, kidding. He's so much fun. Are you kidding? He's a blast.
We
So
kid.
much fun. We'll let Mr. Potato Head wave us goodbye. We'll be back, though. We have much more to come right after the short break. Stay with us.
Today's broadcast is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Carty's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
Present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July parade. On ABC6.
ABC6's coverage of the Bristol 4th of July Parade is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Avalon Medical Spa, Lawrence Air Systems, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Quarter of Hope and Church, where Mr. Potato Head has just gone by. You can see the crowd starting to disperse. Everyone calling, all right, where are we meeting up next? Where's the barbecue? Where's the party?
I can smell. I
Where
think
are
it's
we
already
heading?
started.
Oh, yeah.
Well, wherever the food is and the barbecue is, Jeff Denoyer won't be far behind. We kid, Jeff. You know we kid. So how's your first 4th of July parade, Jeff?
I had a great time. I thought it was really cool. You know, I actually got to really sit back and watch the parade. It was moving so quickly. I didn't have to do very many interviews during the parade itself. Had a fantastic time. I met some really cool people. I know where all the cool places are to go get food now. And I'm now joined by Betty from Fairhaven. And Betty, great parade today. I mean, this was pretty awesome stuff. What do you think of the parade coming out? And I'm sure this is not the first one that you've been to.
No, I've been in the rain too. Yep, last year.
Yeah.
But it's been nice. They did a great job. Love the music, the bands, military, serving our countries.
Yeah, there you go. And you know, it kind of had an 80s theme today. I got Africa by Toto in my head. Kim Wilde, Kids in America was on at one point. But you know what I like about that, though, is it kind of infuses something for everybody. All ages can have a great time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, when you're going out after the parade today, you know, obviously we're winding down now. Big plans for the afternoon here for you?
To be honest, not really.
No?
No, nothing special.
But did you get to come here? You have your family here, though. Is that correct?
My daughter and my friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get to spend a little family time, enjoy some great weather, and have a fantastic time of the parade. Nothing wrong with that. And happy 4th to you. Thank you for taking the time talking to me. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you very much. And you know, it turned out to be a fantastic day. Lots of blue sky. Obviously, I'm pretty stoked about that, being the weather guy and stuff. But like, what's really cool about it, though, is the atmosphere has been really awesome. Everybody's been so happy, and everybody's been so willing to talk, and just a really family-orientated feel to the road right by us here, with all the different floats going by and bands and chorus. It was a really good time. I had a great time. It was really fun. I hope everybody at home had a great time watching it. The second best thing to actually being here, because the community really comes out and supports everybody here in Bristol, and it turned out to be a fantastic celebration once again. Back to you guys at the decks.
Jeff, what an amazing first parade experience
know.
for Jeff Denoyer today, right?
I think so, and for Christina as well.
Yeah.
What did you make of your first Bristol
As
4th of
an
July?
adult,
As a broadcaster. I know you were here when you were a little girl.
As an adult and on this side of it, it's very different. I think we were chatting off air a little bit earlier today about, you know, when you're a kid, of course, well, even now, the music is just so grand and everything is so big. And so, things are a little bit smaller, they seem now, but still just absolutely amazing. It takes on a different importance in your life. Look, we were talking about starting that young as a kid and learning about, okay, why are we clapping more for certain people? Why am I going up and shaking this person's hand? And you realize as an adult why this was so important and why you did this so many years and why the community shows up like this in droves like they do.
That's a great point, Christina. We're glad to have you. Nice job. It was great working with you as well. But part of your job today was getting to meet so many different folks, and especially the gentleman from the Bahamas.
Yes. Well, that's what we've talked about. We have so many different bands and different people from different places, not only in the United States, across the United States, but outside of the country as well. The Bahamian band that we saw perform earlier, they have to keep marching. So we met up with them before the parade to get them kind of standing still for a little bit to give us a performance. We want you to be able to take a little bit longer of a listen right now.
This special presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Today's broadcast is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, and the Quarry Brothers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bristol. Doreen Scanlon took a momentary break. She took a 20-minute timeout if she could. Mom is 6 weeks away from delivering another golden child, but Jeff Tenorio is joining us now on set for a brief time, and Doreen will be back with us shortly. We're at Hope and Church, and if you've been watching our coverage, thank you so much for joining us on the Independence Day and joining our nation's celebration here in Bristol. What a fantastic day we had. And we talk about, our spot being a prime spot, and it looks awesome right now, thanks to the Carty brothers for the set and the Quarry brothers and the JNL Landscaping and Dunkin' Donuts and everyone else. But this is just a street corner.
Right.
But thanks to a lot of hard work by a lot of people and the lights and the camera and the action, this looks what it is. And I know John, our director, has been getting shots there's Hope and Church where we are, but the camera shot that we've been getting of showing our set here, it's just a regular plain old street corner, and then it transforms on July 3rd into this, and it'll be quickly broken down. It'll be business as usual on the 5th here in Bristol, but what a day we've had. My goodness.
We really have. And we have this amazing vantage point being up here
yes.
and looking over everything so we can see all of the floats. But Jeff,
There's
you were
another
down
good shot
there.
from there. That's,
oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Just gives you perspective. There's a pole, there's a corner, there's Hope, there's Church.
It's just a normal street corner. This won't be here tomorrow. But, Jeff, you were actually down there with the crowd.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like down there and what you were hearing from people, the excitement.
I think what's really kind of cool for me was that no matter who I went up to, everyone was having a blast and having a really good time. But it wasn't just the children that were having a good time. It was everybody all the way up to people who were grandparents and
the big kids.
The big kids. And I think that's what a parade like this, it brings out in people. It brings out happiness. It brings out why we're here.
Right.
And what happens is you just have this electricity when you're watching everybody walk by and all the floats, and everything was just very exciting for everybody. And I think the weather contributed too. Obviously, you have a day like today and you don't have rain, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. But that's really what it's all about, you know. And I unfortunately don't control the weather. Mother Nature does that. I just pass
just
the
report
message.
on it.
I just give you the good news is all I do. But, you know, and I think that was something that was really fun for me, was being part of that and being part of the experience, like almost like as if I wasn't working, almost as if I was just being a fan of the Bristol
spectator
parade.
as well.
Yeah, it was great.
It really is. And I think people know, I mean, when you come to something like this, you have to pack plenty of patience.
Yes.
But everybody knows why we're here. It's not. It's something bigger than an individual. It's part of what this town has taken on since 1785. It's part of remembering those who have sacrificed for us, the veterans, also recognizing the service members, like all of the service members from the Arlington. What an awesome moment that was.
Right.
You see the Arlington out in Bristol Harbor there, this huge ship, and then all the members coming in and walking in their whites, perfect, you know, filing, marching, and everything else. You get goosebumps and like that. And people recognize that, and they appreciate it, and they're just here to say thanks. So I think everybody has packing patience, yes, but also some humility as well, saying it's something bigger than me and bigger than individuals. We're going to take a quick break from Hope and Church. We'll be right back.
ABC6's coverage of the Bristol 4th of July Parade is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Avalon Medical Spa, Lawrence Air Systems, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Carty's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July Parade on ABC6.
Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses.
Welcome back to the 231st 4th of July celebration. Just wrapped up not too long ago. We're seeing the crowds now dispersing out here. We were just talking. Most of the people who are still here are either really trying to wait out the traffic or they live here. Which you have, of course, a lot of people with their houses along the route here. But for the most part, cleared out pretty quickly.
People know their way around. If you come to this spot, you're here for a reason. You either live around here or you know this is the spot to be, and you have your home escape plan mapped out. It's like, all right, I parked here. I know I can get to this side street, and I can get to 114 from here, or I can get to 136, and I can make it out that way.
But you know, if you're hanging out in Bristol, and you know it's going to take a little while to leave, like for me personally, I know I got to hang out, and I love hanging out with y'all. I don't want to go anywhere.
We're having fun.
We're having a good time.
Yes.
But I'm going to try to hit a restaurant on the way home.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and,
Yes.
make sure, and really enjoy the day here and make it just a complete day instead of just making it a parade day. That's what I want to do. So
Absolutely.
hopefully everybody else will try to do the same thing.
Well, it's funny, too, because you see, like, the grand setups that they have, and then they somehow pack them up so quickly. You're like, how did you even do that? It looks like it took, like, a day to set up, and then all of a sudden they can get, when they want to get out, they can get out.
10 chairs, done,
I
gone,
know.
packed up and ready to go.
Everybody's
seconds.
working the kids, get everybody going. I think we have a band that we want to show you right now. Is this our Minnesota band? It's our Minnesota band. Okay, this is Fairmont, Minnesota, the high school band from there. This is like a 140-person band. They're just incredible. Let's take a listen.
This special presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Newport, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island. It's all about the warm-up. Cuppy gets ready to march in this year's Bristol 4th of July Parade, proudly presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live from Bristol, this is the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. ABC6's coverage is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses.
We are back in Bristol as we wrap up our coverage of this 231st Bristol 4th of July celebration. We're so glad you could be with us today. Fantastic day for parade. Great day to say thank you to our veterans and the service members who are currently in active duty. And we are here at Hope and Church, and our great set and everything else. And you get to see our faces, sometimes for a good thing, sometimes for a bad thing. For me and Jeff, the bad thing. Christina and Doreen, it's a good thing. But we get all the credit and the blame and everything else. But the folks who really are the ones who make everything work perfectly, our crew members. Thank you so much to everyone who came out and worked on this 4th of July parade. This is really a passion for us here at ABC6. We've been involved with it for so many years now. I believe this is my 8th parade that I've had a chance to broadcast in. Thanks, fellas. The Methia boys, such a big part of that. Their dad, the director, John Methia. Judy Shoemaker, who we just take our marching orders from and everything. Yes. Little Shoe recently announced she's retiring from WLNE after a few years at ABC6. And for some reason, I think this won't be her last parade, even though we're going to tackle her and not allow her to ever not leave. We won't allow her to leave. Well, in fact, we know she lives in Bristol. We know where she lives. We can find her. Hi, Brian Egan. And his son, Sean, right next to him.
She's too deeply rooted.
We can't let Judy. We'll find you, Judy. This will not be your last parade. Yes. We have to bring her back. We'll kidnap her and bring her back. Thanks to the guys in the truck. Fantastic job.
Just all the moving parts of this parade.
So much goes into it.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable to see them, running around, and they're getting, those close-up shots as the band is marching by, and they're getting, the sound of them hitting the drum and everything. So they're marching with them, and they're having to weave in and out and all that. So just thank you guys so much for making this possible and making it run as smoothly as it does.
It really is. And I love the jib shot. That's my favorite.
Yes.
The one that swings over and shows the overhead shot. Yeah. Right up there, just getting a nice shot, I'm sure. There it is, right there.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, props to them. You know another thing, too? One thing I want to say, Jordan is over on the other side there, right? He's got the camera on the arm. He's running back and forth, sweating. Never gets to put the camera down. There's no rest out there. And then has to come find me because I'm hiding in the crowd in an interview. Doesn't even get frustrated with me at all. He's just just keeps on going. Yep. And that's what it takes to put something like this together. Good job.
And also part of that, thank you to the crew as well, but also our sponsors, which is a huge part of us being able to do this. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put this parade on. It's just the fact of business. Whether it's the Carty brothers for the set, Dunkin' Donuts, J&L Landscaping, the Quarry brothers. As we had mentioned, you can see J&L Landscaping and Garden Center and Taunton Avenue in Seekonk. But all of this is just a regular street corner, and that it's made up thanks to the folks who are part of our broadcast here to make everything look so good for us as we come to air and make everything look magical for 3.5 hours.
Looks like we belong here, like we've been here forever, right? But this is just, they pop it up last second, and it looks phenomenal.
It's like over the rainbow Judy Garland thing. I had to go there.
Were you going to go there?
Yeah, I was.
You're going to go to Judy Garland? All right, we're going to take one last quick break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back as we wrap up our coverage here from Bristol.
This special ABC6 presentation is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Paul Massey Chevrolet, Avalon Medical Spa, and Lawrence Air Systems.
It's the nation's oldest 4th of July observance. Carty's Furniture and Mattresses is proud to once again
present coverage of Bristol's 4th of July Parade on ABC6.
ABC6's coverage of the Bristol 4th of July Parade is presented by Carty's Furniture and Mattresses and sponsored by Bank Rhode Island, Avalon Medical Spa, Lawrence Air Systems, Homebridge Financial, and Mulligan's Island.
Welcome back, everybody, once again from our beautiful corner here at Hope and Church. And what a 4th of July this has been. I mean, it started with the whole weekend, right? I mean, Jeff, the weather really came through for us. Yes. Everybody's been able to really enjoy their family, their friends, the food, the freedom, the fireworks, all of them, right? Everything today. It's really just been an amazing 4th of July.
And you were able to take a quick break, Mom?
I
Feeling
did.
better?
Yes, yeah. I just needed a quick little timeout. What did you say at 20?
Oh, 20. Yeah, we needed a 20. That's all.
I did. But yes, we're still doing okay. So I'll be on Good Morning Providence tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Good. Because we've been talking about how gorgeous it is out, but if you sit in just the direct sun for too long, it can be a little bit, right, Jeff? Step inside, take a little breather.
Shade feels good right now.
Yeah, it does. I can tell you, too, AC feels good, too.
So as you can see, we have the band together as we wrap up, which has been a phenomenal day for us. I want to get final thoughts from everybody here on the set. Doreen, we'll start with you.
I really think this might be a record year. I mean, and the way that so many people just showed their pride and patriotism today, I really think that was probably for me the biggest takeaway. That just the way everybody responded to all of those service members that are active and as well as the veterans. Just remarkable today, I'd have to say.
Christina, ladies before gentlemen.
Thank you. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to go last. I'm afraid everybody's going to steal my ideas. Well, as you know, growing up, coming to the 4th of July parade and now being on this side of it has just been absolutely incredible. I couldn't imagine a better welcome home here. It's been amazing to see this now as an adult and be talking about it rather than just sitting and just being a spectator. I think for me, my favorite moment really was when you have either the active service members or the veterans coming by and just the huge applause that they would get each and every time.
Standing ovation.
Oh, standing ovations, exactly. And then really I think the touching moment for me, as we mentioned, is the people who will get up from whether they were sitting or standing on the sidelines and going up to shake their hands, especially, our older veterans. I think were
Iwo
really...
Jima vets.
Yes, yep.
Couldn't agree with you
World War
more.
II vets, exactly.
John, is that what you're...
Well, I was thinking, Jeff.
Oh, sure.
You had a great perspective seeing things that we could never see.
Yeah, mine's easy. I had a blast. I have about 80 invitations for cookouts now. I know I got some chicken.
And you're going to all 80 of them if you can.
I'm going to try to time this to see how fast I can make it, but I can't wait till next year. I'm looking forward to it already. I mean, here it is, come and gone, 4th of July. Parade's done, and you're already bouncing back and looking towards next year. Yep. And I hope the weather plays out like it did this year, and we have another great time next year. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, well said. So much of this is about patriotism and America getting to. This is a slice of Americana. If you have any doubt about that, you've never been here, because you need to come. If you maybe feeling down, saying, "Well, where's my patriotic spirit?" or you're concerned about what's going on in the world. There's so many terror acts and so many other things, and you think, wow, I need something like this. This is a re-energizing thing, I think, as an American. You're part of this. There's a reason why people are drawn here year after year after year. There's something about this place. It makes you feel good. Whether you're driving down Hope or you're coming down High Street to see the red, white, and blue paint, to see the bunting, to see the flags, to see the little kids, to see the big kids. And as you mentioned, Christine, which I thought you hit on really well, when you see the veterans come by and the service members come by and people get up from a comfortable spot, many of them have been here since 3, 4, 5 in the morning, they run out and they say, I just want to thank you. The applause is one thing, but that personal touch, that's what really strikes me year after year. And I've had the opportunity to really feel blessed to be a part of this every year. And ABC6 is so proud to be a part of this, to bring it to you. And we thank all of our sponsors. We thank all of our crew. But most of all, we thank the people at home watching and our service members who have served and are continue to serve to give us our freedom, and those folks who protect us year after year. For everyone here at ABC6, we thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you again next year. Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy 4th. So beautiful.
This is the Bristol Warren Regional School District coming by right now.
parade possible.
This has been an ABC6 special presentation, the Bristol 4th of July Parade, presented by Dunkin' Donuts. Live coverage presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.